All the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
What's up, Met fans? This is Francisco Lindor.
This is Devin Williams.
This is Luke Weaver.
Bo Bichette here. You're listening to the home of New York Mets baseball.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Wait a minute. Why are you taking – Bart is taking all the money out of the Pistons swear jar and just throwing it around like making it rain because the Pistons won.
Call me today.
Who was the one who told you they were going to win?
No, you. I thank you.
Yes.
I know I thank you. I rubbed the baby Buddha's tummy and it helped me out. But yeah, all you other haters, call up now.
Well, that's a little on the back burner at the moment, but we'll get to it. Don't worry. We will get to it. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. We are there for you to be interacting with on the ESPN chat over ESPN New York chat on the YouTube channel. Be there as well. There are a few different things to get to today. We certainly have plenty of Knicks. First things first, want to make sure that you know the Knicks tonight and for every night that they are on during the postseason are going to be on 880. Met fans game, the game has been moved up to 540 today because of weather. All your Mets coverage is going to begin at 5 over on 1050 ESPN. And as we said, tonight and every Knick game during the postseason is going to be on 880. Good job by the Mets allowing that to happen. For the remainder of the Knick playoff run, whenever the Mets schedule overlaps with Knick games, Mets coverage will be moved over to 1050 to accommodate Knicks radio coverage. And our coverage with the Knicks tonight begins at 7. There are obviously a couple of things to get to. We'll start with the Knicks in a few minutes. We got to start with the passing of our friend John Sterling, who passed away. It was announced this morning at 87 years of age. I mean, the only way to describe John Sterling, and Bart got to know him a little bit at FAN too, is John Sterling was one of one. There is nobody else who has ever been like John Sterling. And there will be nobody else who is ever like him as a broadcaster, as a person, as a personality. He was everything that you would want him to be if you ever met him and knew what kind of persona that he put out there. John was John in every way possible.
I guess for the millennials, or I guess I am the millennial. I don't know what I am. What's this generation called?
I think you're technically a millennial, yeah.
Whatever this generation is called, Gen Z, Gen B.
I'm Gen X. You would be a millennial. The next group is Gen Z.
Whatever it is, how can best describe John Sterling is by probably the Dos Equis commercials.
Yes.
The most interesting man in the world. Will walk around with the traditional Tom Cruise aviator jacket, with a shirt that's probably buttoned down to the 5th button, showing nothing but sternum for Sterling, right? I want to say one time that I want to say he had the scarf too.
Oh yeah,
like the fly in the back scarf. You know what I'm saying? He, tons of charisma. And when you say it's only one-on-one, I've never met anybody in all my years, and I've been around all types of people, quite like John Sterling. But before all that, a trailblazer, the voice of the Yankees, a trailblazer. Him and Susan, had the opportunity and the privilege of getting to know them, to have them on our shows. Story time with Sterling was a thing for a while. It was almost like, for everybody out there, it's like the Charlie Murphy story time stories where he tell you where he's been, what he's done, and it's just the most interesting stuff in the world, man. And he'll be greatly missed, but at 87, man, that's to be celebrated. We all wish. And it's not like he ever lost his fastball, in my opinion. I think he stopped calling games, maybe 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. And, even up until then, he was still putting in a full schedule, getting it in. I mean, I'm barely functional now. I'm just hoping that we figure it out and be able to do something, later in it, in our lives to be able to be so impactful and still, contributing to society.
John, was a character in the best sense, a showman.
Yeah.
Loved every minute of being the announcer for the New York Yankees. And just think about this for a second. Between 1989 and 2019, John Sterling did not miss a game.
Crazy.
30 years and did not miss one game. That is absolutely absurd.
John Wayne stuff right there.
I mean, it really is. And I've never met, Susan said this one time too, and it's a great way to put it. There has never been an individual who has been more comfortable living in their own skin than John Sterling.
Right.
In the best way possible. And Yankee fans, listen.
Enjoy being John Sterling too.
Yeah. Like he
lived it up.
He absolutely lived it up. And every once in a while, you'd really get to sit there and enjoy every aspect of what he was doing on the radio, because to him, what he was doing was an art. He absolutely believed that he was painting his own Picasso, if you will, with each and every game, with trying to come up with all the different home run calls, he would work in
Giancarlo, mi baile.
Exactly. He would work in words that we had no idea what they meant. I'll never forget what him saying during the Yankee World Series run during a big hit. What a tableau. And it was absolutely
so
amazing.
He had Sterner-isms?
Yes.
Sterling-isms?
He had Sterling-isms. And for Yankee fans, for 35 years, the voice of summer. That's what it is. That's what it's always been around the tri-state area. Is if you're a Met fan, you had Howie, you had Gary Cohen, you had guys like that. If you're a Yankee fan, you had Michael, you had Sterling. And John on the radio, and of course, Michael was with him before, on the radio, before Susan, before he moved over to Yes. But you had those two guys. And John was, in every way, just so full of life and enjoying every bit of it. And I mean, I'll tell a story. It's not really out of pocket, but it's just it's kind of who John was. Is that there was an arrogance, but not in a harmful way to John, if that makes sense. Like it was harmless in the way that he was himself and loved being himself. And so his kids were looking at colleges. I don't know, this is 7 or 8 years ago. And he called me one time kind of out of the blue.
First of all, you just going to gloss over 7 or 8 years ago?
Yeah.
That means he was like my grandpa. He was like my grandpa.
John had some kids late in life because he was 87.
Still getting them in, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Rick, Al Pacino, Sonny, Robert De Niro, to be lucky and still be, getting it in.
Yes. Because John had an incredible charisma. Got married later in life. Certainly loved to charm people. Certainly loved to charm women in every way that he could. Loved to charm people in period. But John called one time about his kids, and he was curious about Rutgers. And he was asking me about it. And I said, well, I could point you in the direction. Well, and this was right around that whole USC scandal thing with Lori Loughlin from Full House.
He's a roller.
And he just goes, well, I said, John, here, I'll point you in the right direction. Well, you could just tell them they're my children.
Right.
And he didn't even know about the stuff at USC. It's John Sterling's kids. Of course they're going to go in. And it wasn't like they couldn't get in anyway, but it was just an assumption. That's who he was. But you could not help but laugh with John and just at the person that he enjoyed being so much, and never in any kind of malicious way. It was just always I wish I could have that spirit of life that John Sterling had.
The vigor for life, man.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine at the age of 87, going back, what he's seen in the different eras. You talk about like us, going through different eras of like, oh man, now we in the AI era. Then we were in the .com era. Like he was back in the civil rights era. He was back. We've been doing the team since '89,
and even before that, He did the New York Islanders a long, long time ago. He was in Atlanta with the Braves and the Hawks in the 80s.
We all wish we could have that type of job security, too.
Oh, my God. The kind of career that John had was unbelievable. But really, he will always be known as being the voice of the Yankees and on the radio. And he is... And it's hard to say was because, he's just one of those spirits that's always kind of around. He's just a piece of work in the best way. He really is. Like, you say, oh, that guy's a real piece of work. Like, that guy's a jerk. You say about John's a piece of work, like, because all he does is bring a smile to your face. Because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be John Sterling and loved being the voice of the Yankees on the radio and was just, I can't even think of another word that would ever describe anybody in this business better than a showman. Because like Vin Scully wasn't necessarily a showman. John was a showman.
Yeah.
John wanted to put his stamp on a game, but still celebrate the game, if that makes sense.
Exactly. I mean, I loved his calls, man. And I love when we had new people that came up and he was testing them out in spring training, you know what I'm saying? Like John Carlos was the funniest because he was trying to figure out, I think he had like 5 or 6 different ones before he finally settled on one.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And he would talk about, there's an Italian woman I was dating briefly.
Yeah.
And she said, Giancarlo, no si sta parlo. And it would always come from something like that.
Exactly. Life experiences, man. I tell you what, man, he'll be sorely missed. Icon in this business. New York sports is, especially. And, I'm just happy I had the privilege of being around somebody that's that unique. Because it gave me such a different perspective, man. Like, I can only imagine, like, I was late in life. I became friends with guys like Bert Sugar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And of course, like Michael Buffer and like Jim Lampley, but like Bert Sugar. Like, from a totally – and it kind of gives me, like, the idea of what it was like to be around Howard Cosell and stuff like that. I mean, they always, taking a long pull of a cigar, or even if it's not lit, they got it in their mouth, they got it in their hands. It's like almost an attachment. It's like a part of their body. And they give you these stories and these perspectives that we can't get from anybody else because of their experience. Whether it was going through, like, to the war and the Korean War, whatever it was, man, they had these unique perspectives and outlooks on life because they come from an era of life that we can never experience what life was. You know what I mean? 5 cents, a nickel for like soda pop or something like that before it was fast food and all that type of stuff, man. And, I just love hearing that perspective from that generation of people. You know what I mean? That's, pretty much like he's old enough to be my grandfather.
Yeah. I mean, he passed away at 87 years old. And he, the other thing that just kind of struck me was the fact that when he would come in and do talk shows at FAN, occasionally, and he did talk shows back on WMCA way back in the day, but he would come in and he would stand the entire time of doing a talk show, and it was so weird because he would sit during the game, and some announcers will have headphones with a mic on them. John never had that. He had the mic stand sitting right in front of him with his earpieces in, like the old school guys. He would always do that, and I loved when they started to do the Sterling cam later in life when you could watch him do Yankees win. I'm not even going to try to do
Yankee
it.
Win. Yeah. Yankees win.
I don't know that anybody will ever be able to do that justice.
Never.
I have to say, I am really looking forward to hearing Michael at 1 o'clock today because Michael and Susan, nobody knew John better. Nobody. Having spent all that time with them, you think about Michael and all the time that they worked together. I mean, it's 40 years he has known him. And just hearing Michael talk about him before and knowing what kind of person that he is, this is going to be a very tough day for Michael, I'm sure. And I'm sure it's a very tough day for Susan. I did reach out. I don't know that anybody's going to want to come on and talk about it today because they will be very emotional. It's so fresh. But listen, for the Yankee fans, those are the ones that I want to hear from on this at 800-919-3776. You can call up with your favorite Sterling home run call. You can call up with your favorite Sterling memory. You can call up with any of it. I would just be, I would just want to hear from people like that. Like John is the kind of guy that you would see at a piano bar having some cognac, and he'd go up and somebody would recognize him and request him to go up and sing with the guy on the piano, someone to watch over me. One of the old standards, if you will. He loved Broadway. He loved all that stuff. But anyway, it's obviously a very sad day for Yankee fans who love John, who love what they were, what he was all about. Bob Raceman nicknamed him and Susan Ma and Pa Pinstripe. And that's what John was. He was a piece of work in every possible good way, and nobody enjoyed being who they were more. And I'm so jealous of that characteristic. To be able to be that comfortable in who you are is a remarkable trait.
Yeah,
and he had it better than anybody I've ever known. It's very sad.
And you know how much you're loved because when you look at the television right there, you just see, like, remembering John Sterling, right? It's ABC News, right? That just lets you know how iconic he was and what he meant to this city.
Yep. And it's for those Yankee fans who want to get in and remember John Sterling, by all means, it's there for you at 800-919-3776, 800-919 ESPN. Again, if you are just hearing John Sterling, the legendary longtime voice of the New York Yankees, passed away at the age of 87 years old, and we'll certainly be remembering him throughout the course of the day. So your favorite John calls, whatever it is you want to get in on that. We obviously also have the Knicks to get into, who now have an opponent. After they took care of business on Thursday night, their opponent is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Now, I know the Knicks are more than capable of beating the Sixers, and frankly, should beat the Sixers. I think a lot of people would look at this right now.
I don't know about should.
Should beat the Sixers. They're heavy favorites in the series. But they're heavy favorites in the series. You want to jump on the Sixers? That's on to you.
You know what I want.
I know what you want, but there are a lot of people who are going to look at it like they are the favorites in the Eastern Conference to get to the finals right now. They are. We will get to that later on. Sit tight because the jar is still here. You will have your time, I promise. You will get your time. But let's focus on the Knicks for a moment. I am not convinced this is what you wanted. When I'm watching the Celtics the other night, that looked like a rudderless ship. You know, and even though they had chances down the stretch, I'm not even talking about just without Tatum. I'm talking about the way they play and the fickleness with which they play and the arrogance with which they play, that they don't even bother trying to go out and beat you a different way. They just assume they're going to beat you by launching threes. And so as a result, the Sixers are able to take advantage of that. And I'm sorry, like, you look at how Boston has lost home games in the playoffs the last couple of years. That would kill Larry Bird to lose these playoff games like this. Like, what the hell are we doing? It absolutely would. It would kill Paul Pierce. What are we doing? This is not how that team should go down. And a couple of years in a row now, we have seen teams take advantage of it, including a Sixers team that was not nearly as good as Boston.
The Knicks last year.
Yeah.
Right? It was the arrogance, giving up huge leads. You got to understand when the water's turned off. You know what I mean? You got to understand where, hey, you know, they're not falling. We got to go get some buckets because we can't let this get out of the, you know, and not every one of those shots were even good shots. They just throw them up.
No.
And so what I'm saying is I wish their arrogance would have won and the Knicks could experience those cold spells, right? Because after a while, you realize if they don't have it, and even if they do have it, you're running them off the line, but you have opportunities. They're going to always give you opportunities because there's no way, even if you shoot 35%, there's no way that, you know, they create long rebounds, which creates fast breaks on the other end. And they're going to have to come to grips or try and figure it out because the bad thing about it or the thing that's fortunate for everybody else is the fact that they They won a championship like that. So now you can't tell them nothing. The arrogance is on 100,000. And sometimes the worst thing that ever happened is for you to have success one way doing something early because you think that, oh, we'll figure it out. It happened for us before. And this is 2 years in a row where they were the better team. They had a big lead in the series, and they gave it up because of their arrogance. So now
you get the Sixers. And I think there's a couple of things that come to mind right away. I think number one is that Tyrese Maxey, I think as he goes, so go the Sixers. We can talk about Embiid all you want. He's a great, great player, and he certainly concerns me. But Maxey is the one who concerns me the most in this series. Paul George is back playing at a not his highest level of his career, but a very good level.
He's there, Tobias Harris.
Yep. Edgecombe is certainly somebody that is to be concerned about.
Streaky.
But explosive as well. But I think when I look at the Sixers as a whole, they're not nearly as deep as the Knicks, but they do present matchup problems that worry me a little bit about this series.
They're the more talented team. You can say it. They're the more talented.
In the starting five?
They're starting five. Everybody healthy.
Yeah. The starting five.
Yeah.
Are they the deeper team? They're not. I don't think beyond that they're the deeper team.
But the playoffs aren't about depth. It's about health, and it's about a 7-man rotation that's locked in.
But do we sit here and call Embiid healthy right now? Because honestly, you can look up any moment you want, and something else is going to happen where he's going to run into them.
That is true. But all they need him healthy for, because they can win games by themselves, because Drummond is good enough to fill in, and he showed that he filled in admirably for him. But the thing is Cat the best big man in this series?
This just in, Embiid is now questionable with alien hand syndrome.
Yep.
It's characterized by involuntary movements of a limb, usually the hand, that seem purposeful and functional.
There we go.
I'm just going to start throwing out things that sound like they're fake but are actually real. And Embiid might actually miss time with.
You sure
he might miss time with Klein-Levin syndrome, which is called sleeping beauty syndrome, in which somebody can sleep up to 20 hours a day. Are you going to be surprised if he comes down? Embiid out tonight with face blindness.
Elephantitis. Elephantitis. He can't jump. He can't grab a rebound because his feet is 5 times the size.
There are so many different things that are going to keep him sidelined, and every time you look up on the screen, you're going to see him getting up, limping, and lumbering down the court.
But, man, he still put on a show.
Yes.
And he played with tremendous effort. You can tell that he was frustrated with being sent home by this team over and over again. And we'll see if the beef – what I love is, like, these two cities hate each other, and they're so close to each other. You know what I mean? The vitriol and the hate is going to be so strong. I mean, you talk about atmospheres.
The fact that Embiid came out after the game and told Sixers fans, begged them not to sell their tickets. Yeah. Listen to this.
I just have a message for our fans. Last time we played the Knicks, it felt like this was Madison Square Garden East. So we're going to need the support. Don't sell your tickets. This is bigger than you. We need you guys. The atmosphere that we've had the last couple of games in Philly, especially the last one, pushing it to Game 7. I mean, we need all of it. I don't care if it's 70-30. It's Knicks fans. They travel. They're going to buy the tickets, and there's going to be, some people that need the money. And I, probably going to sell tickets, but don't do it. We need you guys. We got a pretty good chance. We're going to need our support. We're going to need them to be extremely loud. If you need money, I got you.
That's what I was waiting for. If I'm going to sell my tickets on Embiid, I'm going to call you. You buy them.
Yeah.
You buy them. Because them Knicks fans, you know what I'm saying? Like, Spike going to get in the building. Fat Joe going to slide down, tell Freeway to buy his. You know what I'm saying? Or tell Rough Riders to buy his. Tell Meek Mill to buy his.
Listen, the fact that you have to come out and say that.
It means you're scared, too.
And concerned.
You're scared.
And you're not going to have a home court. And it's not that the Sixers don't have good fans. They do. But the Knicks fans will be willing to pay the prices to get into the building.
Right.
And those prices will be irresistible to not sell the tickets for.
What's Ted DiBiase? Money, money, money.
Everybody's got a price.
Money.
Everybody's got a price.
Doom, 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 da,
exactly.
Ding.
I just see Virgil standing outside the Xfinity Mobile Center, handing out hundreds.
Give me the briefcase. Have you seen gas prices?
So we're talking Knicks at 800-919-3776. Is this the matchup that you wanted? And also your memories of John Sterling as well as Yankee fans. It's all there for you. We are just getting started on ESPN New York. Bart and Carlin. Knicks in the conference semifinals against the Sixers. We have got so many angles to hit on from this today. Get involved early and often in the ESPN New York YouTube chat and on the phone lines at 800-919-3776.
The Knicks.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
The 76ers.
Well, you got to reset. You got to do it again. I always talk about the word consistency. We got to be consistent in being this version that we showed tonight.
The Eastern Conference semifinals.
We still have a long road to travel. Staying locked in and just knowing what we're capable of is it's really important.
Game 1 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Chris Carlin with you. Glad to be joined right now by Taylor Canfield. He is the U.S. Sail GP team driver. And we are all getting ready for the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix coming up at the end of May. Taylor, how we doing?
Yeah, we're excited for the home event in New York. And, can't wait to be there and racing in front of all the fans.
Tell us why fans should be excited for the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix.
The racing is just so exhilarating coming in and watching it from the shoreline of Governor's Island and in front of the Statue of Liberty, racing in one of the biggest, most amazing cities in the world. I'm getting the goosebumps just talking about it. And these boats are the fastest boats in the world, racing with the best sailors in the world. It's really cool, and it's going to be so electric in New York. And it's our home event this year, so we're pumped.
We are pumped as well, Taylor. We appreciate your time. He is U.S. Sail GP team driver Taylor Canfield. We're looking forward to the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix coming at the end of May. Taylor, thanks.
West Side Highway delays continue northbound Henry Hudson Parkway, 72nd to 79th Street. Left lane is still closed from that earlier vehicle fire. The vehicle itself has been towed out of there, but the left lane is still out northbound on the Henry Hudson in the 70s. Van Wyck southbound, right lane crash by the Bell Parkway coming into Kennedy Airport. Jackie Robinson Parkway eastbound, an accident. One lane is closed at Metropolitan Avenue. Later on today, it's the Fifth Avenue closures and lane closures by the museums. That's all because of the Met Gala. And on the island right now, the Northern State Parkway westbound side by Wolf Hill Road, an accident in the right lane. GW Bridge still your heaviest into town, 30 to 35-minute delays. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
Mother's Day is coming, and you gotta show love to the mothers in your life. Between my mom and my wife, who is now a first-time mom, I got a lot of appreciation I need to show. So yeah, Mother's Day matters, and you gotta get it right. That's why I'm sending farm fresh flowers from the Books Company. Right now, get 25% off with my code Canty. Books flowers are cut fresh, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. They've got incredible flowers. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. And the best part, Books makes it easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. No last-minute panic. That's why Books has over 55,000 five-star reviews. With 25% off using code Canty, grab flowers for your mom, your wife, and grandma too. Mother's Day is May 10th, so don't wait. Go to Books.com, use code Canty for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, use code Canty. Books.com, code Canty.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. I'm big on having the right game plan on the ice and at home, which is why I use Viking Pest Control myself as the pest control provider and proud partner of the New Jersey Devils. Viking has been protecting homes for over 45 years with expert pest control service and solutions tailored just for you. From ants and cockroaches to rodents, stinging insects, and backyard mosquitoes, Viking keeps pests out of your house and out of the play. Bundle pest control with mosquito services and save big. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Viking Pest Control, protecting your home inside and out.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying two phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
All right, let's go. 800-919-3776. Also, your comments over on the ESPN New York YouTube channel where you can be watching. You can be commenting. Let's see here. I'll get some comments here shortly. 800-919-3776. Let's hit it with, first we'll start with Frank in Syosset. Wants to remember a little bit of John Sterling. Frank, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning. What's up, brother?
What? Yeah, the words, Chris, you're thinking of words to describe John Sterling. The words that come to mind is Shakespearean, eccentric, flamboyant. I remember John getting a kick out of some of the players' names. One in particular comes to mind, Isaiah Tainafalata. And he would just sit there with that deep voice, and he would say something like, "It's 1-0 on Isaiah Tainafalata," and he would repeat it and get a kick out of it. And I mean, and who thinks of who associates an A-bomb with a home run and called Hideki Matsui Godzilla and got away with it. I don't know. Those are my thoughts, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate the call. Couple of things. Godzilla was his nickname in Japan, so John obviously was fine with that. Secondly, the thing I think he always came up with something good for everybody, and you couldn't wait.
It didn't matter who it was.
When you traded for somebody, you wanted to hear who he was going to call him or what he was going to call him.
I wonder if he ever got caught up with somebody that came in real time and he gave him something, but he was like, I can do better.
I'm sure there were ones, but I think you're right. There were times in spring training when he might try something out and see if it stuck and see if it worked.
I feel like John Carlin had 3 different calls.
I feel like he did too.
Yeah, he was testing them out.
His last call, we haven't played any because I'm not sure that we're allowed to play any because it's not our obviously our rights or anything. But what I would say is that his last home run call was that of one from why is this blanking on me? It was from Giancarlo. And he was singing.
What
again.
an honor! What an honor!
He was singing on that one.
Yeah, what an honor for it to be Giancarlo.
I mean, listen, the dude was awesome.
What was his call for Jeter?
He would say a Jeterian blast.
Okay,
something like that.
You know what was so funny? Because when did he start doing that?
No, he would say a Stantonian blast. He would say
I'm saying in the 90s.
A Judgian blast.
I'm saying when
Jeter, what was his call for Jeter? I don't even really remember off the top of my head if there was one for the captain or how we called it. Man, I can't even remember.
But that's what I'm saying. That we should turn Giancarlo, Sterling's calls into a game show. Dun, 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 dun. You could because just think, I don't know when he started doing it, but just imagine how many names he came up with, and that could be a whole thing.
Oh, absolutely. It could be a game. It could absolutely be a game.
Ellsbury with the Hellsbury.
I can't actually believe you're on the Fieldsbury.
Oh, you're a library.
Let's go to Daquan in the UPS truck next on ESPN New York. Daquan, what's going
up,
on?
D? What up, D?
What's going on, man?
Jason Giambi, the Giambino. Go ahead.
Hey, Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I want to say congratulations on Bart, Scott, because
thank you.
23 years ago today, the Detroit Pistons faced the Orlando Magic, and then Trace McGrady once famously said, "I know how it feels like to go to the second round when they was up 3-1 against the Orlando Magic." And now 23 years later, now today is March 4th, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And now you're going to the second round.
It's interesting you bring that up.
I know you're on cloud now right now, Bart. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you so much, man. And, what can Brown do for you? Everything. We appreciate you, baby.
Appreciate it, man. I got to go back to these deliveries, man. I'm going to hang up and listen.
You know what I love about those? Like, they don't have air conditioner in there. That's why when you look at the UPS, man, they always got their door open.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
They don't have air conditioning in those trucks?
I know my boy right now in FedEx, he's in Amazon. Like, he said he ain't got no AC in that thing. That's by the door. Like, bro, like.
Those guys are working hard to begin with, and not to have any AC in those trucks is brutal.
And the difference between Amazon, UPS, the difference between UPS and FedEx and DHL, like those packages, like you don't go over 20 pounds in Amazon. Man, my boy be lifting TVs, like up steps, like real work.
Brian, he's in East Northport. He's next on ESPN New York. Brian, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, guys. I love your show. I listen every day. You guys are awesome.
Appreciate
Just wanted to comment on John Sterling. I'm 36 years old. I grew up listening to John Sterling since I was about 7, 8 years old with my dad. Obviously, listening to games in the car. The guy was awesome. I just wanted to comment. I know I think Chris made a comment about the Jeter call. It was El Capitan.
El Capitan, yeah, he worked that one in. But there wasn't one like Bernie Williams was Bernie Goes Boom and Burn Baby Burn.
Absolutely.
Guys like ones like that. But Jeter, the El Capitan, okay, I remember that. But there wasn't one that felt like it was one for his entire career. At least not that I'm remembering. Anyway, go ahead.
No, yeah, it was definitely that one. The way he came, like you guys commented before, the way he came up with things for different players, whether it was players that were brought up from the minors or whatever the case may be. Obviously, you all remember with Judge, obviously, All Rise. Obviously, that's going to be remembered forever. The guy was awesome. He's going to be missed throughout, the Yankee universe, all Yankee fans. Growing up, obviously, myself. And obviously, hopefully, one day I'll be able to tell my kids about him. So I appreciate you guys, love you guys, and listen every day. Have a good one.
Maybe we should do the top 5 John Sterling home run calls.
Yeah, the problem is, if I want to do one of those things, I have to know that we can play them because it loses its effect if anybody else is doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's up to the Yankees. We'll see if we can find out what we can and cannot play.
We're honoring and remembering him.
Yes.
You would think they would give us a hall pass.
You would think.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that they won't. I don't know that for sure. But I don't want to call it one of those
ask for forgiveness
things yet because you never know. Anyway, it's a Jeter jolt was another one that he had. But there's an entire list of guys that, the Bamtino, Tino Martinez, things like that. Miles in Massac is up next. Miles, what's going on? How are you? Miles. Oh, Miles. D in Queens is next on ESPN New York. What's going on, D? How are you?
How are you? Listen, I'm a diehard Mets fan, and, so I didn't really rock with the Yankees, but you guys were close with him and liked him, and that's your people, so sorry about your loss.
Thank you.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah. That being said, Bart, congrats on your team, and y'all ready for this work? Because Cleveland does not respect you guys. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's sometimes when somebody don't respect you, don't mean they can't get their ass kicked, so it's time to come across his face. And Jalen Duren, if you're starting to see, they starting to let the boys play a little physical. And who does that play into? Because everybody tired of this soft basketball. Playoff basketball is physical basketball.
I give you that. And Toronto made Cleveland stop acting like a bunch of bees. Yep. And there's another thing that's weird with Cleveland. Jared Allen, I don't think can play with the other big men. I don't think they play well together.
They don't. Him and Mobley?
Got there, When Harden first got there, nobody was hurt, and Allen was going crazy. This game, he was in, like, Mobley being in foul trouble was the best thing for them because Allen went nuts.
Yep.
I don't think they play well together at all.
Maybe we can see a Jalen Duren sighting. Now that he ain't crying in the car because his girl, I know Angel Reese weighed in. Detroit was, because she from Baltimore, she kind of hood, they kind of gave her a pass when she put in the Play My Song. First game, she put Play My Song, that's what the Pistons say when they win. Play My Song. It'd be like, the Pistons won again. It's a rap song that they play every time there. They gave her grace because they will drag the hell out of your ass in Detroit. But they rock with it. They're like, girl, we like you, but, man, you pushing it.
Sail GP is the ultimate race on water, where international teams go head-to-head in F-50 catamarans flying over 60 miles per hour. Think you know who's going to take the win in Bermuda? Make your pick on the ESPN New York app. Get it right, and you'll be entered to win an exclusive meet and greet with Sail GP athletes at their team base at the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix. Make your pick now. Get closer to the action with Sail GP. Sail GP, high speed, high stakes. The ultimate race on water. Landing in New York, May 30th and 31st. 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. Is this the matchup that you wanted, Knicks fans? Let's go on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
The 76ers.
We got to reset. You got to do it again. I always talk about the word consistency. We got to be consistent in being this version that we showed tonight.
The Eastern Conference semifinals.
We still have a long road to travel. Staying locked in and just knowing what we're capable of is it's really important.
Game 1 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Yankees fans, have the official Yankees official game day program delivered to your door. Subscribe to Yankees Magazine by calling 800-GO-YANKS or visiting Yankees.com/publications and get 8 issues a year for just $34.99 plus shipping. The Yankees official 2026 yearbook and media guide are also available for purchase. Get your Yankees Magazine yearbook or media guide today. Call 800-GO-YANKS or log on to Yankees.com/publications.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
This deer season, John Deere wants to give you the home field advantage. We're bringing you the best offers of the season, whether that's cash off on select new machines or a shot at the ultimate Major League Baseball prize package. Because right now, you can enter for a chance to win an MLB All-Star experience for you and 3 friends, complete with travel and lodging for All-Star Week this July. Deer season is going on now through June 3rd. Visit johndeere.com/deer season to enter and view the offers and complete contest rules. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a data analyst.
Hey, what model did you use for these quarterly projections?
Astrology. If Mercury's in retrograde, sales tank. If Venus is rising, we crush Q4.
You built our revenue forecast off horoscopes?
Yeah, the Zodiac never lies.
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
SailGP is the ultimate race on water, where international teams go head-to-head in F-50 catamarans flying over 60 miles per hour. Think you know who's taking the win in Bermuda? Make your pick on the ESPN New York app. Get it right, and you'll be entered to win an exclusive meet and greet with SailGP athletes at their team base at the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix. Make your pick now and get closer to the action with SailGP. SailGP. High speed, high stakes. The ultimate race on water. Landing in New York, May 30th and 31st.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York YouTube channel, 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Let us continue on the phone lines, but I really want to get into whether or not this was the matchup that you wanted. Are you more comfortable facing the Sixers than the Celtics? Let's hit Gary in Jersey on ESPN New York. Gary, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Just wanted to say one thing real quick. My son texted me last night regarding the Volpe situation with the Yankees going down to the minors. My response to him, without knowing about this morning, was, "That's baseball, Susan."
Say that again.
That's baseball, Susan.
That's baseball, Susan. Oh,
that's
okay.
classic line right there.
Tom was talking to my ear at the same time. I apologize.
Damn it, Tom.
I have that T-shirt, and if I had known before I left the house, I would have worn it today.
Yeah, man.
I'd say it is. There are so many different aspects of it. I mean, there's a picture of A-Rod wearing that T-shirt.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
And A-Rod don't like nobody.
That's not true.
Well, he ain't going to brand nobody else's slogan.
No, he's not going to do that.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
You got to pay for that. That's free advertising.
Exactly.
A-Rod wore, that means he's going to sell 100 million.
David and Elizabeth is up next.
What up, D?
What's up?
What up? First
how many cups of coffee did you have this morning?
I'm high off.
Yeah,
he had a lot of caffeine. He had a lot of caffeine. That's my guy right there. But first, before we get into it, your new nickname is Chef Damas. You want to know why? I know I said it wrong, too. Chef Damas. I can't say it right. But, yes, you called it. You were right. Now I need you to call it so Bart could lose. Bart, I'm only messing with you. I don't want you to lose. Bart, I'm messing with you.
You don't want the matchup?
Yo, Tobias Harris was on one. And I'm like, I know Bart is acting up right now.
What is a sentence that's never been uttered before?
I've never been more proud of 2 light breads in my life.
You never been so proud of J. Cole himself.
Exactly.
He was balling, man. He was balling. So, fellas, let's get straight into it. We spoke about it. Here it is. The matchup is going to be crazy difficult. VJ Edgecombe is the problem. Playoff P is here. I'm sorry, bro. I know people hate on PG, Georgie, but Georgie's doing his 1-2. It's going to be a hard series, fellas. Pause. And they need to bring their A game, man. Cat, we need you, brother. If you ain't trying to leave this area, you need to play. If you ain't trying to be in Milwaukee, you need to play.
Yeah, man.
And, man, there were some great Game 7s yesterday. It was beautiful to see, man. Weather breaking out. Chef, man, when we going to do this, man? I'm ready.
Listen, next couple weeks. I can't after next week. I'm good to go do the thing at Colonia Grill, the Carlin's Corner Table. We'll do it.
Colonial Grill? Where's that at?
In New Jersey, in Colonia, New Jersey.
Well, I'm going to pull up with you then.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Don't you leave me out for a good time. You know what I'm saying? We call him in advance so we can get our food for free.
Yeah. Then that day I'll say, but we're doing that thing. Oh, I'm going to be unavoidably detained. I got a thing that I got to do.
I got this thing. You're the thing. You know, the thing. Yeah, I told you about it. I can't tell you about the thing. You know the thing.
Let's go to Jose in Connecticut. Jose, what's going on, dude? How are you?
My guys, what's up, man? Bart, congrats, man.
Thank you.
You got some help, but hey, I think y'all gonna beat the Cavs. I'm not.
The Cavs wanted us.
7, you know?
The Cavs wanted us, though.
Yeah. That's going. I'm locked in on that series too, bro. But to Carlin's question, you know, I'm rather for the Sixers, man, because the Celtics are that team where, like, when they shoot, they're hot, they're hard to beat. But the Celtics, the Sixers, I watched that series, man. They got bailed out a lot by that bad shooting, and they got I didn't realize until I watched the series they had no bench. They have no. Quentin Grimes is their only bench player.
Is absolutely awful.
You get a little something from Drummond, you know, who's got a little.
Very little.
He's added a little bit, but he gives you defense, rebounding, and a big body. You know, I want to see Drummond and I want to see Drummond and Mitch go at it. That's what I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Like just two old big grizzly bears.
I don't know how much you're going to get a chance to see that.
Well, when the two's getting there, Cat, you know, this seems like a series where Cat's going to struggle.
They're going to try to maximize as much as they can with Mitch getting after Embiid, I would think, too.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that also, you know, this lends itself to maybe Cat being in foul trouble because you're going to have to. Yeah. They're going whether they got to pick and roll or do whatever they got to do to get him in that role, you know. And Embiid, and you heard Jalen Brown crying about it on the Twitch live stream. Oh, he's too big to be flopping. Like, really? That's what we talking about, son. Flopping. He won, man. Like, it's too soon. You know what I mean? You can't be complaining about flopping too early. But, you know, Cat, that can be a problem because he's a big man on a big man, and he is the better big man, of course, when healthy in this series.
Here is Jalen Brown on that topic.
I mean, this is my personal opinion on basketball. Some of y'all might disagree, but argue with your grandma. Flopping has ruined our game. Joel Embiid is a great player, one of the best bigs in basketball history. Flops. He know it. This ain't breaking news. It is what it is. That's just my opinion.
He flops too. He ain't flop when you was clapping your hands like, yeah, then he put that big ass 7-2 on you, put that Cameroonian crunch on your ass and shot over you like, hey, you better watch out, be careful what you ask for, little fella. It's weight classes for a reason.
Well, you saw him also at one point yesterday, and they made the point on the broadcast. Embiid went flying, and he got barely touched.
Yeah, but
you're not pushing down a 300-pound, 7'4" guy.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
With one hand,
you can't sit up there and cry and complain. I think Jalen Brown was in on this too. You can't cry and complain about how the Pistons play and then talk about flopping.
Yeah,
because then. Take that ass whipping that the Pistons, that physical type of brand of basketball that the Pistons give you, don't complain and cry about it.
All right, can we have a separate?
If we playing grown men, like they say on Longest Yard. I mean, what's that? Longest Yard?
The one that they're in jail?
Yeah.
Yeah, Longest Yard.
No blood, no foul.
All right, so here's the thing. Let's you and I just have a little conversation for a second. We're still an entire series away from it. Just hear me out. We're an entire series away from it. And I know you're flying high, and I know how excited you are off of coming back down 3-1. Be honest. Nobody cares right
now. No. I'm what I'm doing is I'm commenting on what Jalen Brown's talking about flopping. You can't.
But then turn it into the Pistons.
No, but because that's who they complain. That's who they complain about, right? Remember, everybody was talking about whether it was Charlotte. Everybody's crying about how physical they play. Don't listen. Fouls as long as the foul ain't flagrant, nobody cares. If you get hit, you get hit. So don't be complaining about flopping, but you sitting up there crying because another team too physical because they not allowing you to flop or you to complain about how they defending you. So don't cry.
I don't want to fill up this jar over the course of this series.
I'm just saying,
but
man
I can
up.
see it happen.
Just saying, man up, B. I can see it now. James Harden, no, he good.
Tom, what are we having here so far? $53?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, we're going to be over 100 by the end of this series?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe by the end of today, we'll see. But by the end of the series, I think we should at least be doubling that fine jar.
See, there you go, man. You always doing something, Tom. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead. I want some credit.
He's putting the 20 in.
I want credit.
Well, you know what? That'll get you through today, maybe.
No. This is credit. This ain't been levied yet. Listen,
I mean, you haven't been hit so far for this show.
I tell you
think
what,
we've
man.
been a little bit flexible on it, considering he came back from down 3-1.
What are the matchups between Philadelphia? Like, what's the cross matchups? Because I know you're going to protect
that's what
Brunson.
we have to get into.
You're going to protect Brunson, but like him trying to keep up that little speedy dude, Edgecombe is a lot to deal with too. Because you talk about this kid, like, man, I remember I used to be that young, man, and I never got tired. This dude just takes the hell off. Like he's like watching Speedy Gonzalez.
We will get into those matchups next. It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Knicks don't win this series, it would be a massive disappointment.
And this is not a regular 7 seed. Talent-wise, they're better than
No, that's a good team.
Just got to make sure we up the level of our focus, attention to detail, discipline, and physicality.
There is no, well, the Knicks have had a good season, but they lost in 7 to Philadelphia.
No.
That does not exist. You have to win this series. Knicks in 5.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good.
The Knicks.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
The 76ers.
Well, you got to reset. You got to do it again. I always talk about the word consistency. You know, we got to be consistent in being this version that we showed tonight.
The Eastern Conference semifinals.
We still have a long road to travel. Staying locked in and just knowing what we're capable of is it's really important.
Game 1 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Chris Canty here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that your fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Progressive presents ways to save money that aren't bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive.
I can't believe the deal we got on these seats for the game.
Wow, they must be pretty high up here. I think my ears just popped.
Yeah, here, put this on.
Is that an oxygen mask?
An official team oxygen mask.
Well, I can kind of see the field.
Good, your senses are still sharp. You're going to need them for phase 2 of the ascent.
Don't save money by sitting in the nosebleeds. You could save hundreds by switching to Progressive. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
The matchups are what are going to concern me in this series. What are they going to look like? It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, where we've got plenty of activity. Get involved there. We will get some of the comments in, including Javi from Queens. Anything can happen right now, but we should be looking at everything before it starts. Knicks should absolutely take this series. I don't think there's any doubt that the Knicks should take this series. They are a heavy favorite in this series. I believe minus 260 something. I will pull that up as we speak. But listen, I don't know that it was definitively the best series for them to have because of where the Celtics were at and how they've been playing. Knicks are minus 260 to win this series. Sixers plus 215. I absolutely see the Knicks winning this series. It looks like, to me, that this is a 6-game series. I don't think it'll go any further than that. And if it goes anywhere, it would go one less. And that is incumbent upon the idea that the Knicks have now figured themselves out and are going to play at a different level than they did in the first few games of this Atlanta series. But when I look at the matchups, there are some things that concern me. And the number one thing that concerns me is Tyrese Maxey. You can say it's Embiid. For me, it's more Maxey because it's very clear that the Sixers can play without Embiid in a different style of getting up and down the court. And I would argue that there's parts of Embiid being in the game that actually benefit the Knicks because they won't be running anywhere near as much. When Maxey's on the court, how do you check that guy?
Yo, he's a problem. I mean, I know I was joking early on in the year about how I would take Maxey, before Brunson and all that stuff. That was me being tongue-in-cheek. But he has entered the superstar realm, right? He's taken the next step. He put 30 on there. Every time Boston tried to come back, he would make a play that made it difficult for them, to have to deal with. So for me, that's going to be the biggest matchup problem, and who takes that on. I know we've been on Bridges a lot, but if he comes out and he stifles Maxey, which I don't think he can, but if he comes out and he makes it difficult, like where Maxey struggles, Maxey shoots like 35% or, pivotal moments, he put that much bigger body. Because, I've been around Maxey. Maxey might be 6 feet. Like, he's not a tall guy. So Bridges should be able to use his length, his physicality. But he's figured it out, man. He's a superstar.
The thing I would say, though, is when you look at Maxey's efficiency in the second half of this series against Boston, it was off the charts. I mean, the last 3 games, 11 of 18, 11 of 22, 10 of 18, and even 7 of 14 after he had a slower start. So that's at least 50% in every one of those games from the floor. So Maxey is going to get 25 to 30. It's just, are you going to let him explode for more of that? And listen, we can start here, okay? Bridges, please. Please, man. Like, Maxey can blow past anyone. He's that fast, okay? Yeah. And that's going to happen. But is there any way that we can just contain him a little bit and actually get Bridges to do his part in that regard?
Yeah, because OG, the cross matchup is OG, you got to protect Brunson.
I actually might start OG on Embiid. I might.
Yeah, you might have to do that.
Because I don't think OG can keep up with Maxey. Now, if you get in a situation where there's a switch, okay, I could probably find a way to deal with that, but I don't think OG can keep up with Maxey from a speed standpoint.
No. You don't want that little guy like irking, jerking.
No.
He gets you with the pump fake, get OG jumping in the air. Because what you need from OG is his scoring. Because he's been the most efficient scorer, for the most part, consistent, high end, because Cat's been super efficient, but he's been down at like 12, 14. OG's been putting up 30, getting it done. You want him to give you it on the offensive end too. You don't. I mean, you put Hart on Paul George, all right? Even though Paul George might
Paul George is playing really well.
Yeah, Paul George might take his ass. Like, I'm telling you, this is Unk season because you got Paul George playing well. He Unk. You got Tobias Harris, who played well in that series. He young. So, like, these old dudes, because they have experience. And you could see their experience kind of showing through. So, like, I would probably put Hart on him, even though he might just say, I'm going to take your little ass down to the post but he's 6'5", and Paul George like 6'9".
I believe that's accurate.
You know what I mean? So, like, he might just shoot over him. So that might force you, if Paul George is going, that might force you to put OG on Paul George because he's 6'8".
Yeah, Paul George is officially listed at 6'8".
Yeah, so he might be just 3 inches taller in the way he released at the high point. So the thing is, like, XCOM, right? Speedy Gonzalez. Like, I know Brunson don't want to have to chase this little dude around. That's annoying.
And
it's
that's
annoying
going to
as hell.
tire him out,
yeah,
too.
That's annoying. And then on the flip side, if he just picking him up full court on some old – but the good thing is they ain't got no bench. So if he tire out –
Well, Edgecombe doesn't tire out. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Brunson.
Did you see Edgecombe? I think he played 47 minutes.
Yes.
Like, that's that young stuff, man.
Yeah.
You want some water? I don't need no water. What?
Exactly.
Don't play without water.
800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. Derek in Hillside is next on ESPN New York. Derek, what's going on?
What's going on, fellas? Bart, congratulations, my guy. Detroit basketball.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for that.
Now, let's get
Bart's getting emotional.
Cuz, man, that could have – you know how embarrassing that would have been for us? That would have been embarrassing as hell, man.
It would have been embarrassing, but you came back. I had a lot more faith than you did. I don't know why that was.
Because I've been hurt before, Chris. You don't know nothing about that.
And then I would have been mad at y'all because y'all would have kept Jamal Mosley in Orlando longer than he was supposed to be, man.
Exactly.
But good thing y'all took care of business. But let's get into it. The official chopped cheeses versus Philly cheesesteak starting tonight. We talked about it Friday, like about the matchups, who we want the Knicks to go up against. Of course, we all would like to have been in Boston, but this is a bad matchup for them, man. I do not like it. I do think the Knicks have the advantage, though, with their bench because Philly has no bench. But that starting five does give me, a cause to pause because all the way across the board, y'all was just talking about some of the matches that could, we see tonight. Josh Hart, I would actually start him on Maxey. I would not want him on Paul George. There's too much of a size discrepancy. It's like 4 inches Paul George got on Josh Hart. He's just going to pull up over Josh Hart every single time. Mikal Bridges got to be the one on Paul George. If I'm the one setting the defensive assignments. But we're going to see how it plays out tonight. Carlin, Embiid is going to have a head-to-head matchup that's going to probably be the eye catcher of the whole series. But other than that, I'd like to see how the Knicks are going to try to hide Brunson defensively because there's no matchup on there on that Philly roster that I think he's going to be able to guard. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But thanks for the call, guys, always.
Derek, appreciate it, brother. That's the
call
thing.
Call back anytime.
See, here's the thing. Excuse me. Embiid can sit there and look like he's 115 years old trying to get up and down the floor. And then in the next minute can look like he's 25.
Yeah. It's like he playing, he's like at that age where he's playing spurts.
You know what he's like? It's like when Uncle Phil walked into the bar to try to win Will's money back at the pool table. And
Jeffrey
he looks completely lost.
Jeffrey,
give me Lucille.
When you mess with my boy, you mess with me. Yeah. Man, that was one of the funniest episodes.
Yeah, that's a great episode.
He's
eating a sandwich. That is one of the great episodes. Man.
I couldn't possibly play for less than $100 a ball. You mean $100 a ball? Oh, okay. Jeffrey, pull out Lucille.
That was a great episode.
Oh, man. That one.
That's what this reminds me of, though. Like, Embiid at any moment can spin around and look at the basket like he's 25 again. And then other times, like, he's lucky to get up out of bed in the morning.
But man, he was playing hard, diving for balls.
He was. And that was the biggest knock on Embiid those first few years, was he would do things like that, and you give him credit for doing it, but you also needed him on the floor if you were the Sixers. And so people would get upset when he would dive for some balls like, hey, man, it's midseason, and it's not playing hard or anything like that. But people do get on Embiid down there because he does not play anywhere near the amount that they need him to play. And there are going to be, I will come up with a list of diseases that he will be listed questionable with in this series, because there is no doubt that he's going to get handed foot and mouth of disease at some point and is going to be questionable with that. Here's the other thing that he just did a great job of bringing up. Bart, Derek just made an excellent point. Here's what we got to do this week for Carlin's Corner Table. Got to do it in here. We got to chop cheese against a cheesesteak.
But how you going to get a chopped cheese? How you going to get a cheesesteak, a Philly cheese? Oh, we got to go to your boy.
The Bradley Cooper place is the Philly cheesesteak.
Oh.
That's what that is.
They still open?
That's supposed to be, yeah. He's doing well. But the point is that Bradley Cooper place is the one that is really good and matched up pretty well with the chopped cheese.
But where are we getting the chopped cheese from? That call in New York. Let us know.
Well, it's the place up in Harlem. I don't remember the name of the place, but it's.
Oh man, we're gonna have to do dual deliveries.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to have people at both places to deliver it here.
Listen, we can work this out.
Yes,
we can work this out.
Okay. No. The
I
place
think we do that on Thursday.
But I think we should hear from the people to tell us what the best chopped cheese. Because you know how that Geno Patch type of stuff, they're like, they ain't even the best one, really.
Well, they're not. They're not. Yeah, like the one that Bradley Cooper's place
we know Bradley Cooper's
is from Angelo's in Philly, which is probably regarded as the best one. Right, it's the same guy.
And it's legit, right? So, like, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to put their best
against less than our best.
Because we going for the commercial spots, son.
Right.
We want the real spot.
Chime in on the chat and also on the phone lines at 800-919-3776 where we should be getting the chopped cheese from. Or is there something else from here that we should be putting up against it? I think it is the chopped cheese myself.
Right.
But I don't know.
Because the thing that you got the other day with the pull, the thing that we stood in line for that was super good, that they marinate the meat for 3 to 5 years.
Oh, Salt Hanks.
Yeah.
3 to 5 years.
But that's not really what New York is known for. Or should we be going against Cat's Deli? Like, what should we be going against?
With New York?
New York, Cat Deli is a staple, but it's not what New York's known for. They known for chopped cheese. Let's keep it chopped cheese.
No, I think it's chopped cheese.
Pizza and chopped cheese, yeah. So let's go chopped cheese.
800-919-3776. Also on the ESPN New York YouTube page, the place up in Harlem. I got to get the name of it. Oh, man. There's a place called Blue Sky Deli. No, there's a specific one.
They're talking about when they go in there, like, where all the celebrities, where Sauce win, all those guys win, they put tater chips in the chopped cheese and all that stuff.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Like, you tell them what you want in and they chop it up.
We don't exactly have a staff here, okay? We don't, these guys, Ray and Tom, are doing their work to try to make sure the show's going. So we don't exactly have 900 people here. Like, we're not the morning show. We just call out and everybody just shows up and information shows up and they do whatever they want. Well, they're talking this morning about Tom. Oh, we'll take him at some point. He'll be ours at some point. Well, as if there's no discussion about any of that.
Well, there's a gentleman online, I believe it goes by the Aki Way or something like that.
Oh, the Aki Way.
I believe his place is in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's where Sauce was at. Like, I do. Take it the Aki Way. It's like, man, I want Flaming Hot Cheetos, sour sauce Patch Kids in it. You know what I mean?
I don't know what the hell this is.
We got to figure out what we want on our chopped cheese. So, like, we may need New Yorkers to tell us what's the best chopped cheese because they be putting all kind of stuff in there. He come up with a chip bag of Doritos. They be putting Doritos in it. Like, it's the Aki Way.
Listen, I ain't putting Doritos on it. That's not gonna help.
Bro, they do it all different ways.
I understand they do it all different ways.
What's
the best way? What's the normal way that people would get it?
It depends.
That's what I want to know.
They put all kind of stuff. Are we putting turkey in there? We got to
turkey.
I feel like we got to make it
turkey?
Hot. I feel like we have to make it hot versus hot.
Turkey,
bro.
No, it's beef and chopped cheese, right?
Yeah. So it's like the hamburger.
What are you doing? You're screwing this up.
Yeah, it's basically a ground. It's basically a hamburger.
Okay.
But they be having all kinds of stuff.
You're trying to turn it into a turkey sandwich. Let's just make it a BLT.
Well, chopped cheese is anything that's chopped. They just they chop it up so small that it's like mince, that it don't matter what's in it. That's really what the chopped cheese is. Chopped cheese is everything in there, and they just chop it up so small that it all blends in.
I'm getting a lot of different conflicting messages here on this is how
we go to Aki way though.
Everybody
that's
calm
the most
down.
popular dude.
Everybody calm down, all right?
Breathe,
calm
dog.
down.
Breathe, dog.
Give me a chance to remind you that the Knicks tonight and every single time that there is a Met game on as well are going to be on 880 throughout their playoff run. This is a great job by the Mets to move over to 1050 so we could put the Knicks on 880. So tonight's game with the Mets has been moved up to 5:40 p.m. and coverage is going to start at 5 because of bad weather out in Colorado. So that game will be on 1050 today, beginning at 5 p.m. Tonight's Knicks game begins at 8, and coverage of that starts at 7 on 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app. So for the remainder of the Knicks playoff run, whenever the Mets schedule overlaps with Knicks games, Mets games will be moved over to 1050 ESPN to accommodate Knicks radio coverage. That's a hell of a job by the Mets right there. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. We're also remembering John Sterling today, who passed away at the age of 87, the legendary voice of the Yankees. Here is Jim in North Carolina on ESPN New York. Jim, what's going on?
Well, I remember John Sterling. I'm totally blind, and I used to listen to him on the Fan. And the thing I remember about John Sterling, he always said, "The Yankees win."
Yep, that was the classic line.
That was the classic line, and I remember him, and he and Susan were together, and I used to think that he and Susan were married. I really did.
They're work husband and wife.
Yeah,
sure. You spend enough time with each other. I mean, me and Carlin was almost hitched at one time, but he didn't show up.
But I do remember the
Bart wouldn't sign the prenup.
Win. And but I keep my radio on ESPN 880, and I got an Amazon Alexa, and I've been listening to y'all this morning, and since about 8 o'clock this morning, and I got an Amazon Alexa for my birthday, and I listened to
Jim,
ESPNU.
That's awesome.
ESPN.
Jim, we appreciate you listening as much as you do and checking in on the smart speaker as well. And listen, as I said to many people last week at Calandras, they don't listen, we don't have a job. That's basically it. That's how it works.
Yeah,
so we appreciate that very much, no matter where you are. Al in the Bronx is next on ESPN New York. Al, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? I was calling about the chopped cheese.
Yeah.
And I did not know John Sterling passed away until you just said that. And big shout out
he
to
passed
him
away either this morning. I believe he passed away this morning. That's when it was announced.
I started listening to sports radio because of him, because me and my grandpa were listening to him for the Yankee games. And, it's really important. I had a show too for a minute, except for Stuart Scott. So that was a piece of my childhood right there.
Yeah, listen, you watch, understand where that would get you, because John, for his career, was the voice of Yankee baseball on the radio in New York. And it's amazing that this is a guy that went 30 years without missing a game. That's insane. Yeah. That's absolutely insane.
He liked the AC Green. London Fletcher of sports. No.
Yeah, thank you, Bart. I needed that for a second, man. Thank you. Let's switch it up a little. Let's stir it up a little bit. Y'all messing around with the chopped cheese situation.
Go.
You don't need to add anything extra to onions. Maybe if you want to get a little fancy, put a mushroom on there. But chopped cheese, onions, meat, beef, bread. That's it.
That's it.
It's still gonna be better than Philly. And that's it. I'll put in the chat that you guys got on the YouTube. There's a guy. I forgot where he's at. I don't think he's Brooklyn, but I think he might be in the Bronx. Could be in Harlem. Anyway, he does YouTube videos and he's got a little bodega. You have to go to the bodega. That's a really important thing. If the place looked dirty,
yeah,
that means it got good food.
No,
I
know that. I know that. I know there better be a D for the health department grade.
But the most popular person there is Aki. The internet guys to Aki way.
Always got to be an If Aki's not making the food, if it's like somebody, if it's a white dude, walk out. If the place looks like the iPhone store, walk out. If it looks dirty, like nobody mopped in a while, there might be something behind the cheese snacks. Get your chopped cheese there, bro. Go get it.
Can I go in the back and get a Social Security card?
Is there a health inspector walking out with cash in his hand? Not that health inspectors at all would ever make any money.
I told you my boy was a health inspector, like in between getting cut from like the team. He was like 6'8", 6'9". I forget his name, man. He used to talk about how he used to just go in there, go into places they be cooking stuff. Boy, he just throw his thermometer in there, and they got to throw it out because he can't, like they can't keep it. But he just put his thermometer to make sure the food at the right temperature. He just be messing their food up. He didn't care. He enjoyed failing people.
I remember one time at the first radio station I ever worked at, and it was not fan. It was a small one.
Yeah.
I won't say which one it was. Well, it doesn't matter now. It was it was WRKL in Rockland County. And it was I'll never forget, there were like wires hanging out of the ceiling of this place. And I'll never forget the fire inspector coming out of the boss's office one day, and he and the boss are both laughing with his arm around him and walking out. Here's your bill. It's all good. Sparks coming from the sky. Yeah, we're good. We're all good. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Listen, I think that's probably going to be our way to go this week is the chopped cheese against the cheesesteak. And we'll do that on Thursday. Does that work for you?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. I'm wondering how big of a problem Embiid's going to be in this series for Cat and how you avoid Cat not getting in stupid foul trouble, because we've done a pretty good job of that so far, but he hasn't really had to deal with an offensive player like Embiid.
Right, that's taking him down low and that he can't move.
Right.
I mean, like Embiid can get his space and set up his space down there and get the ball. And he also can get at the top of the key just like Cat. And he got all the tricks. You put your arm out, he'll sweep underneath and draw the foul. He'll flop. He got all that. So Cat's gonna have to be on his discipline, right? And Cat has not had to be disciplined because he had no threats, right? I mean, he was going against. He had little dudes on him. He had Kuminga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could hide him that way. You ain't gonna be able to hide him now. It's inevitable because if even if you don't put him on him and you put OG on him, then they're gonna attack Cat with somebody else. That means what? Paul George. They'll get him in the action.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, no matter what, they're going to attack Cat because he's not a great defensive player.
And he actually played well defensively in the last series, but that's only because of who the competition was.
Yeah, who the hell was he defending?
Okongwu? No, not really.
Yes.
So if that's the case, you have to be very careful about this, because if we're trying to make this now a team that runs the entire offense through Cat, the one thing that would remain true is you actually need Cat on the floor for that to be the case. So I hate to state the obvious, but that's just what it is.
So game plan, right? Game plan is going to be let's attack Brunson and let's attack Cat. That's the game plan. They're going to attack those two players. And on the other side, the hard part is, like, on the Philly side, who are you going to attack? Because even though Maxey isn't a big guy, he's not a horrible defender. You know, so it's not like, okay, you try and exploit that matchup. I don't know what matchup you have, because Hart really isn't a great offensive player. He's a guy that can score points and he can be streaky and he can get downhill. But he's not a great offensive player. OG, it doesn't seem like they run plays for OG. He just kind of finds himself open, Brunson, coming off picks and stuff like that. They don't run plays where they get him spot up for three. So, like, now we back to the two-man game. Brunson, Cat, facilitating, making the right plays. And do you revert if things don't go right immediately? Do you revert to Brunson and isolation ball? Because, like, I know if you give the ball to Cat at the top where he's been operating, like Joel Embiid may or may not come out. The good thing is you're pulling Joel Embiid away from the basket because Cat's ability to shoot the ball, but also his ability to facilitate. But also, Cat's not going to have the easy sight line that he had because he had Kuminga over him at 6'6". Joel Embiid's every bit of 7 foot 7'1", so his wingspan it won't be easy like that. So I don't know if that really works. But it is a good thing that if you pull Joel Embiid back, because he's going to drop, he's going to drop. He's going to take on pick and rolls, he's going underneath. He's not going over the top. Joel Embiid, that's not what he's going to do. So if Cat got that, he may have an opportunity for a shot with a little space. But it's going to be more difficult. The space is going to be more confined because Joel Embiid, is a big difference.
What is your most concerning aspect of this series with the Sixers? 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Lines are open now to talk Knicks, Sixers, and your most concerning aspect of this series and exactly where you are with it. Do you think this is just a walk? Do you think the Knicks are really going to be challenged in this? Let's go. 800-919-3776. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
The 76ers.
Well, you got to reset. You got to do it again. I always talk about the word consistency. We got to be consistent in being this version that we showed tonight.
The Eastern Conference semifinals.
We still have a long road to travel. Staying locked in and just knowing what we're capable of is really important.
Game 1 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
New York Knicks fans, here's a total slam dunk. For a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and home customers can get Fios and a line of mobile for just $69.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabits per second for $20 a month and unlimited welcome for $50 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more. For new Fios Internet and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $150 in bonus bets just for getting started. FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, it's everything you need all in one app. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $150 in bonus bets just for getting started. FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467369.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Register today to take the test.
Hi, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. If you're looking at solar in New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut, here's what actually matters. Real numbers, honest answers, and a team that handles everything. We manage the entire process from start to finish. Designs, approvals, installation, and even a brand new roof if you need one. We don't sell you more than your home actually needs. Just smart systems designed for long-term savings and predictable energy costs. Visit PrecisionSolar.com to schedule your free home assessment. Precision Solar, built to perform for decades.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Rings End is your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. They're your store for quality with a full line of brilliant and durable Benjamin Moore paints. They're your store for inspiration with thousands of colors and a variety of sheens. And Rings End is your store for expertise with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. Insist on Benjamin Moore paint from Rings End because the gorgeous color you love can't be matched in another brand of paint.
Michelle Smallman here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Progressive presents ways to save money that aren't bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive.
Thanks again for taking me to the game, man. I can't wait to get in there. By the way, what's in the bag?
Oh, I bring my own hot dog and peanuts. Saves a ton.
Savvy. And what about the beach chairs?
Why buy seats when you can save big and bring your own?
We can't get in without tickets.
Tickets? What do you think the portable TV is for?
Don't save money pretending to go to the game. You could save hundreds by switching to Progressive. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, programming alert. The Mets. You got to know this, Mets fans. Tonight's game has been moved up to begin at 5:40 p.m., so all of your Mets coverage is going to start at 5 over on 1050 ESPN. Tonight's Knicks game begins at 8. Coverage of that starts at 7 on 880 ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app. For the remainder of the Knicks playoff run, whenever the Mets schedule overlaps with Knicks games, Mets radio coverage will be moved over to 1050 ESPN to accommodate Knicks radio coverage. That's a great job there by the Mets, and we appreciate it. So the Knicks will be on 880 no matter what. Bart Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel at 800-919-3776. We will continue on the phones momentarily right after we have a little sideline to sideline.
It's going to happen. This is Sideline to Sideline. Go. With Bart and Carlin.
We have got the toughest of the polls up on ESPN New York's YouTube channel. Will the Knicks beat the Sixers? So far, 40 votes, 96%. We really went out on a limb with that poll, didn't we?
Yeah, I also put up another poll last week from one of your guys' videos when we were talking, do you want the Celtics or 76ers? And I gave a third option. We don't care who we face next.
And that one won.
That one won by a landslide.
Yes.
Knicks fans very confident, and as one myself, I am also very confident. We'll take on anybody.
All right, Tom, the floor is yours.
All right, so last week, Mike Vrabel spoke for the first time with the media and was reintroduced to the team following what was going on with him and the whole Diana Rossini thing. I believe that it was a season ticket holders event, something like that. They gave him, Patriots fans gave him a rousing ovation, a standing applause. So that's interesting. And, of course, you've got the quarterback of the Patriots. Drake May was asked about the situation, kind of in an awkward position for him. But here's his thoughts on the thing. He's standing behind his head coach.
Yeah, we're here for Coach. We love Coach. You know, what he does for us, what he's done for us this past year. You can't speak into words, and just, thankful he's our head coach, and know he's doing some stuff off the field and out of the coaching world, but, we're here for him, and I know he's going to come back.
Listen, I mean, he's backing up his coach. He's doing whatever he's supposed to do there. I'll tell you what I'm getting tired of. I'm getting tired of all the stories that just keep coming about this, about the stupid things like when I guess there was a car accident and Diana supposedly helped somebody out.
Yeah.
And then the stories come out, well, no, she didn't help somebody. Like, what are we doing here?
Well,
like, honestly.
What's called piling on. And, that's what people do. You know what I mean? And they don't provide grace. That's what people do.
Listen, I'm tired of seeing all this go on for the individuals and the families that are involved. And I hope we're all not judged by our worst moments. That's all I would say. Like, take yourself a look in the mirror. You're going to keep going at this.
But
and there are some people that really, who keep going at this, should really take a look in the mirror.
But listen, as a D-list celebrity, we all know what we signed up for. And, it's in a news cycle now. It's tough to handle and deal with now, but eventually it will subside. And, you're going to have to try and move on and do what you have to do, later. But, unfortunately, that's just, we all understand that as individuals and public figures. People going, the worst of people sometimes come out when they see opportunities. But if you turn that mirror around, a lot of us got some stuff out there that just hasn't come out. And be careful before you judge, because it may be you, on the stand eventually.
All right, next.
Well, I'm going to spin this story into New York a little bit right here. If Geno Smith or Cade Klubnik are not the saviors for the New York Jets, well, there might be another option next year. because the Colts will not pick up the fifth-year option on quarterback Anthony Richardson Sr.'s for the 2027 season. Yeah, I mean, this comes as no surprise.
You mean the alien's not getting picked up? He's an alien.
No, not quite. Friday was the deadline for NFL teams to exercise the fifth-year option on 2023 first-round picks. And, of course, as expected, Richardson he's going to be hitting unrestricted free agency after this season. Exercising that option would have come at a guaranteed salary of more than $22 million.
Bart, there are two words I do not want to hear next year in relation to the Jets quarterback situation. Reclamation project. I'm not looking to try to save anybody's career. I'm not looking to try to say I can look at this guy and I can fix him. I'm looking at them drafting the guy that they need to draft.
We got 3 first-round draft picks,
I understand
Ain't no need for no reclamation project, brother.
I understand this.
So, that's more a question for you and your Steelers.
I'm completely fair with that. I completely agree.
Yeah, that's
with
your
that. I'm getting tired of that, too.
Yeah, that's
y'all. Point being, if there's only a couple of guys at the top of the draft next year and the Jets have a decent season where it's better, but you still clearly don't have the answer at quarterback, I just don't want to see a situation where their back is up against the wall. Well, we'll try this instead. No.
No, we already did that. We did that. We did that with Justin Fields.
We've done that many, many, many times. Next!
Well, if you like polarizing figures, then everybody will love Diego Pavia, the Baltimore Ravens' new backup to the backup, the number 3 quarterback there. He's fighting for that spot at least. As expected, Jesse Minter non-committal on the undrafted rookie. He says, so now he's in the door. It's like, show us what you can do. And it's like that with all undrafted rookies. That's what I would say. A lot of hype going around him because he was a Heisman finalist, and then it turns out he has some controversial words about things and the way he goes about life. And
Hold on. What did he say?
Well, at the time of the Heisman, when he didn't win, that night he said something like, F the voters.
Oh, that's exactly what he said.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, whatever. All right. I thought he was saying something racial in Baltimore, one of the blackest places in the world.
No,
okay,
nothing like that.
Okay, all right. As long as
and then also, he did that Gruden quarterback thing, and he said, "No, I'm representing myself. I don't want to give anybody 5-10% of my money." Yeah, stuff like that. That is catching people off guard.
He went to the right place with that. I mean, that's what Lamar does. But he's a micro mini pimp, though. You know what I'm saying? He's like a little tiny man. I don't know what he's going to do for us, man. We just being nice. We just doing research. We'll put him on practice squad.
We'll see how that works out because he's a smaller guy and they had nothing to lose by signing.
They're like 5'8", 5'9". Plus, you need bodies to be able to have training camp or mini camps.
So there you go.
Well, next, while we're on the Ravens front, how about Calais Campbell reuniting with the Baltimore Ravens? He's signing a 1-year deal with them. The 19th season for Campbell. He's going to turn 40 on September 1st.
This dude is amazing. We talk about, who's guys that – we talk about LeBron James, and, yeah, he's not playing at a high level as high as LeBron James, but I saw this crazy stat. His first 9 years in the league, he had 56 sacks. The next 9 years, he's had 60 sacks.
Wow.
He had 6.5 last year.
I mean, he finds a way.
And he's a D tackle.
He finds a way.
He 6'10". He just reaches back and grabs the quarterback, and he just falls down 1 yard before.
And he's also going to outsmart anybody in front of him.
And if Matabike comes, they already signed Travis Jones at $350. They can become super massive. For Mentor, who people are starting to say is a defensive savant. I don't know. I have to look at it more and see how this defense looks this year because we know it has a lot of the same pieces. So if he's able to get a lot more out of that defense than what it was last year, then that means that he's one of those guys. I'm not ready to crown him like LeBeau. Who's the guy that was in Philly?
Jim Johnson.
Jim Johnson, Wade Phillips. I'm not ready to put him there. Rex Ryan.
No,
I'm not ready to put him there
yet. He's been a Harbaugh guy his whole career, or not his whole career, but the last several years, but Michigan and with the Chargers.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm not ready to crown him a defensive genius yet.
I understand that.
I'm going to be looking at him very seriously because it's a standard there in Baltimore. And they didn't live up to it. If he gets them back to that standard immediately, then that just tells us that he is one of those dudes.
Next.
Little Giants news for you, fellas. Darius Slayton, surgery for a core muscle injury that he experienced. He's going to be sidelined through the Giants' offseason program through the spring. He's expected to be cleared for training camp. I can't imagine this is going to be a huge issue for the Giants. They got Malik Neighbors coming back. You got Malachi Fields, Darnell Mooney, Calvin Austin III, Isaiah Hodgins, maybe even OBJ. Who knows?
Here's the thing that I would point out, though.
I threw that last one in, too, on the low.
About Neighbors?
No, he said,
with Neighbors, I don't know, man. You listen to Harbaugh talk a couple of times. It doesn't sound like it's imminent. Like, it sounds like maybe that process has slowed down a little bit.
I don't understand how. We talk about Patrick Mahomes coming back and he's throwing the football and doing all that stuff. He got hurt like 3 months before. Like, how bad was that injury? What happened? Did he have the bone, the little plug that came off the bone or something underneath? What happened? Like, because if Patrick Mahomes is throwing the football, he got hurt in the playoffs. Or not the playoffs. He got hurt at the end of the season. Neighbors got hurt, week 2? Come on, man. I hope you didn't go to Europe? You didn't get the memo?
You did the blood spend?
Yeah.
Spun?
Well, no, the peptides.
The peptides? That's the thing?
Yeah, the peptides.
I don't know.
They got the thing called the Wolverine.
What the hell is that?
BPC 157.
Again, you're going to have to be a little clearer.
They call it the
Wolverine. Names and numbers, or letters and numbers.
That's the name of the peptide that helps you recover. And it's like I guarantee you that's what Jason Tatum took.
Is it legal? Legal?
Yeah, some of the stuff is FDA approved. Peptides. Look it up.
Okay. I don't know.
They call it the
BPC 157.
Yeah, they call it, and they got the copper peptide. They mix it together, and it's supposed to put the collagen back in your skin. Everybody in Hollywood on it, man. Come on.
Sounds like
very expensive online.
Sounds like
No, it's not. It's $200, $300?
Yeah, that's pretty expensive for some people.
To get back to make millions of dollars, that's expensive?
I'm saying for the average person, not for, Patrick Mahomes.
Tom. What's your favorite band?
Slipknot.
How much is a good seat for Slipknot? Shut up.
Like $80?
Tom, shut up. That's like no seat, standing room only, mosh pit, get elbowed off the top rope. We talking about good seats.
I don't know, man. That kind of sounds like something I could get from Greg Anderson in the parking lot of Balco.
Of course. Look at his prize pupil.
Tom, anything else?
Yeah, on the Malik Neighbors, I am reading further into this article. He's also likely to be sidelined for the offseason program in his recovery.
Yeah,
as well.
You're hoping for the start of the season.
For the whole program, this dude is sidelined. But are you serious?
I'm telling you, this thing's taking time.
Hold up. He got hurt in September, right?
Yeah.
October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May.
That would be 8 months ago.
So we're seeing he went
June,
under surgery
July,
October 25th.
Bruh.
He had surgery in late October.
Bro, Jason Tatum came back and played meaningful basketball.
This
dude ain't even in an off-season training program?
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Jeez.
It's where they are.
He also couldn't finish the series.
Next.
Don't matter, but he still gave you some stuff.
And by the way, wasn't that cute on Friday? Early in the day, you get Joe Mazzulla saying, "Oh yeah, he's fine. He'll play tonight." And then at about 5:30, yeah, he's out.
The one last thing for you, because you mentioned Mahomes, I've got this for you. He is on track to participate alongside his teammates, even in a limited capacity, at their their OTAs, their first 3 ones, which are scheduled for May 26th, 27th, and 28th. So his recovery for his torn ACL and LCL in his left knee seems to be going pretty good.
All right. Listen, the Mahomes thing, to me, I heard a discussion about this morning on Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio National, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. And they're still talking about taking the Chiefs blindly at this point. I'm not doing that right now. Like, they still need to fit pieces into place in addition to Mahomes being back. I have no doubt that Mahomes will be back to being Mahomes, but defensively, they got pieces to fit into place. I hope Mansour Delane walks in the door and he's great.
Yeah, but is he the guy that he's replacing?
I don't know. That's the point.
It's impossible for him to be McDuffie that early.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, it could be good enough. I really like that they got Peter Woods. I think that's going to add some balance there. But listen, I don't wish no good things for Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't think the Chiefs are a given in the AFC just because they had one down year.
Yeah,
they're going to look at it and think, oh, it's one down year and Mahomes got hurt and that's it. Be careful.
I mean, they signed Justin Fields. That means whoever the third string that they brought in, he's got a real chance to play.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, they drafted Nussmeier in the 7th round.
There we go. Don't be surprised if Tyreek Hill makes a reunion on a discount.
Oh, I'm not going to be. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
the Knicks.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
The 76ers.
We got to reset. You got to do it again. I always talk about the word consistency. We got to be consistent in being this version that we showed tonight.
The Eastern Conference semifinals.
We still have a long road to travel. Staying locked in and just knowing what we're capable of is it's really important.
Game 1 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
My dad is bringing home the best birthday cake ever.
It was my 5th birthday, and my dad was bringing home the cake.
Should have been here a half hour ago.
The cake never made it, and neither did my dad.
911, what's your emergency?
That was the day a drunk driver killed my dad.
Daddy?
Impaired drivers take lives. Think.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. Aired in cooperation with the New York State Broadcasters Association.
Hey Yankees fans, gather a group of 10 or more and take advantage of our 2026 Yankees group ticket specials. Whether you're getting together with family and friends, organizing a fundraiser, or entertaining clients, your group will love bonding over the Bronx Bombers. Start planning your 2026 group outings today. Log on to yankees.com/groups. Call 212-YANKEES or email us at groups@yankees.com. That's 2026 group tickets. Call 212-YANKEES or visit yankees.com/groups today.
Harry Douglas here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
The Knicks are one step closer to their ultimate goal.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
Will this be the year the Knicks punch their ticket to the NBA Finals?
Brunson right wing, walks into his 3. That's good. Rebound, Towns, and the putback is good. It's a Towns takeover here in the third quarter.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including Verizon, Thrivewell Infusion, and London Jewelers on ESPN New York.
Let's do it. 800-919-3776. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. Friends, game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. 540 5:40 this afternoon. Mets continue their road trip in Colorado facing the Rockies. Coverage begins on 1050 ESPN at 5 o'clock. Did you hear me? Mets are on 1050 ESPN starting at 5, and then tonight the Knicks will be on 880 ESPN. It is game 1 as they host the Sixers in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Coverage begins at 7 on 880 ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app. 7 o'clock, Yankees looking to sweep the series from the Orioles. Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. A lot of talk today around the Knicks, as you would expect, what your expectations are of this series, what your biggest concerns are. And then this morning we found out the news of the passing of John Sterling, the legendary Yankee broadcaster who passed away at 87 years old. And welcome you to share your memories and listening to all your favorite home run calls of someone who, as I said earlier today, is one of one. And I know we say that about a lot of people. I'm telling you, there is only one John Sterling, and he will be missed. 800-919-3776. In fact, let's hear from Fred in Massapequa on John. What's going on? Fred.
Hello.
Yes, Fred. What's up?
Guys. You guys are great. I enjoy listening to you guys all the time.
Appreciate that.
I used to listen to the other sports channel, but it's been recently taken over by a bunch of bananas, so I listen to you guys exclusively.
Well, screw those guys.
Yeah, really, right? Anyway, listen, I'm 78 years old, so my memories of John go way back. People, before he was a Yankee announcer, he was engaged in what you guys do right now.
He did sports talk. He did the Islanders back in the day. He did the Atlanta Braves and the Hawks.
Yep. But I mean, in reference to the sports talk, though, I don't think he was one of the first, but he was certainly a pioneer in your area. And,
on WMCA, he did shows back in the day. It was him, and then there was Art Russ Jr. in the 80s on WABC.
Yeah. But to John, his signature call, of course, with the Yankees, everybody knows the Yankees win. But he had a signature call when he was doing sports talk, and it wasn't a really positive one, but it was a funny one. Whenever he would get any kind of a dum-dum on the phone, he would just, he would be brief with them, and he would just say, "Oh, give it a rest," and he would hang up and go on to the next call.
John so thoroughly enjoyed being John Sterling in every way. And that would be down to, like, Susan said this in a quote. I don't know if it wasn't today, but it was certainly recently. There has never been anyone who was more comfortable in their own skin than John Sterling. The guy who would go down to the pool on the road and he'd be wearing the Speedos.
Da-da-da-da.
And it's just,
hey, buddy,
care.
You and me are the same.
He did not care.
Right.
And he was just a personality who enjoyed it so much. So much. Bobby in Babylon is on ESPN New York. Bobby, what's going on, dude? How are you?
What's up, guys? Pleasure to talk to you. Let me start by saying I'm sorry for your loss. You guys are probably a lot closer to John Sterling than all the fans out here. He was a great announcer for sure.
He was a terrific announcer. He absolutely was.
I wanted to talk about the Knicks. You guys were talking about Cat and what you were going to do to keep Cat safe during this playoff
out of
round
foul
against
trouble.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Obviously, Joel Embiid and Maxey are the two most dangerous players. This kid, Kyle Lowry, he knows the Knicks. He was with Miami back in the day when they beat the Knicks. They're gonna dog Brunson. You got to keep Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, and Mitch Robinson have to remain healthy. Joel Embiid does not like to play against Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson gave him fits, and that's the way you're going to keep Cat. He's got to stay away from Embiid. You got to keep Mitchell Robinson on him as much as possible.
Yeah, see, but if you do to Mitch, why not just hack a Mitch?
Exactly. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, that doesn't work the whole game, right?
It doesn't, but
it works enough to the point where you got to get him out of the game.
Yeah, you bring enough bodies in there to kind of mess up the flow of the Knicks offense by putting him on the line. And, he don't hit him, then you get points on the other end. You look up, and now Dan snuck 6 points because Dan Hackamitched.
I'm sure they'll use varying strategies to that effect. I mean, they don't have a lot of big men, right? They got Drummond and they got that kid Bone, I think, who are the big men that would be doing the hacking, I guess, or some big forwards. But Mitch has been hitting his free throws. He's got to work on that. He's definitely – but keeping him healthy, I
Listen,
think, is
here's
key.
the thing. We're at a point now, though, Bobby, with Mitch, where the free throws, it is what it is. Where he's not going to, at some point, because he's out in the driveway working on it,
high pressure,
going to turn into a 78% shooter from the line.
Well, high leverage situations. You think about, like, he's almost unplayable, like, in the fourth. Like, if the game's tight. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when it happens. Like, you can get away with him helping him start the game and hope that Cat doesn't get in foul trouble so he has enough, fouls to be able to levy.
Listen, Mitch is going to be a big part of this series and defending Embiid as much as they can get him in there to do it. But don't expect the Sixers to not go after that weakness and exploit it as much as they can. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. So when exactly are you expecting the Knicks to wrap up this series? Is it 5? Is it 6? Do you think it's actually going to be a tough series? Vegas does not think so. We'll get into it all. Knicks, Game 1, Eastern Conference semis against the Sixers on ESPN New York.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
The Knicks are the favorites to come out of the East right now.
Oh, I love the fact that we're playing the Sixers because I hate the filth of Philly.
Knicks are a bigger favorite tonight than they were any game over the Hawks in that series.
We got to make sure we up the level of our focus, attention to detail, discipline, and physicality.
The Knicks' depth is way better than Philadelphia's. I think the Knicks are going to win this series.
Yeah, I do too.
And I don't think you see a Game 7.
Knicks and floor. Slam the door, baby. Let's go, Knicks!
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
I'm a dog, and my job is to make you happy. So I recommend Optimum Fiber for your home. It's famously fast, way better than flaky 5G home internet, which can slow down the more people or dogs are online. So switch to Optimum Fiber, starting at only $25 a month with a 5-year price lock. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. That's 888-4-OPTIMUM. Gus, fetch. I gotta take that. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Chris Carlin with you. Glad to be joined right now by Taylor Canfield. He is the U.S. Sail GP team driver. And we are all getting ready for the Mubadala, New York Sail Grand Prix coming up at the end of May. Taylor, how we doing?
Yeah, we're excited for the home event in New York. And, can't wait to be there and racing in front of all the fans.
Now, what is your role as driver of the U.S. Sail GP team?
So as a driver, you kind of have two different roles. One is trying to help make sure that the boat is going, as fast as you can around the racetrack. And then in addition to that, it's kind of the decision maker on board and, using the information that I'm getting from the whole team and the coach booth to kind of make those split-second decisions around the racetrack.
It sounds like an awesome atmosphere. What's the energy going to be like sailing right at New York City?
There's no better feeling racing in front of the home crowd, representing our country and hearing their cheering through our headsets that we have on board is, it gives me the chills just thinking about it. So we're pumped.
We're looking forward to the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix coming at the end of May. Taylor, thanks.
The Knicks.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
The 76ers.
Well, you got to reset. You got to do it again. I always talk about the word consistency. We got to be consistent in being this version that we showed tonight.
The Eastern Conference semifinals.
We still have a long road to travel. Staying locked in and just knowing what we're capable of is it's really important.
Game 1 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
No matter your age or career stage, SUNY Canton delivers education at the speed of life. With flexible, fully online degree programs, you can earn your credential on your schedule. Ready to get started? Apply now for a summer start in high-demand programs like applied psychology, cybersecurity, healthcare management, and more. Our admissions team is ready to help you review transfer credits, explore degree options, choose courses, and navigate every step of enrollment. Email admissions@canton.edu today or visit canton.edu to learn more.
Rich Eisen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payments sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
So much cooking today. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York YouTube channel where you can be watching, you can be commenting, you can be a part of the show in the chat, and you should be doing exactly that. Jersey G, Tyrese Maxey averaged 30 a game against us this season. Can't let that happen in this series. It's going to be tough to try to figure out who's going to be guarding him. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. We're talking all about the Knicks and the Sixers. Game 1 tonight, Madison Square Garden, 8 o'clock. Plus, this morning, the passing of John Sterling, the legendary Yankees announcer at the age of 87, who was a character in the best way possible. All of it is on the table. We'll talk more about it. But we want to remind you first up, though, that 12 o'clock means something very specific on this show. And it means what?
Sorry.
No, that's not what it means. Also, turn on the mic.
It's the power hour.
Boy, you milked that one for all it was worth.
I was trying to get 23 because it's been 23 years.
Since
a team down 3-1 dared to be great. And it was against those Disney boys. Tracy McGrady smugly said the series was over. And those boys from the Motor City thought otherwise. And they rose on the third game winning streak like Jesus Christ rose on the third day from death. Took the sting out of death. He walked and rose so the Pistons could run. Hallelujah.
3 things of note. Number 1, the $20 is gone. You just used it all up. Number 2, pretty sure the Cavs came back from 3-1 to beat the Warriors in the NBA Finals.
I don't know, but we did it.
We did it when? We did it before that.
23 years ago.
I understand. So that's the last time your team has done it.
That's all I care about. I think. The hell I care about what the Cavs did.
Because the way you said it was the first time an NBA team had done it down 3-1.
No, I'm talking about Pistons history.
And number 3.
The third day, 3 wins in a row. Jesus came up after three days.
Did you just call Jalen Duren Jesus? Is that what just happened here?
No, he didn't. He ain't have nothing to do with it. This little weak-ass 15 points was the best game of the season.
Jesus would have given you more than Jalen Duren did in that series.
Judas would have gave you 17 in a personal foul.
Before he started shaving points.
Right. He would have shaved points at the end. He would have missed the free throws at the end, though.
You telling me Judas was shaving points? He would have. 800-919-3776.
Judas was Malik Beasley last year.
There are a lot of questions around this. Let's start with this series itself, and we'll get into some thoughts about John Sterling here in a few minutes, but want you to be a part of the program at 800-919-3776. Listen, I really have very little concern about this series. I expect the Knicks to win it in 6. I mean, if you want to say that's an extended series, okay. I would say that we just saw a series that was a dominating series that ended up going 6 games, but it was one where the 2 games that were lost were by 1 point each. Embiid certainly concerns me. B.J. Edgecombe concerns me. Paul George concerns me. Tyrese Maxey especially concerns me. I do wonder how the Knicks are going to handle themselves defensively in these spots. Are they going to start with Hart on Maxey? Are they going to start with, going another direction with Bridges on Maxey? I mean, dear God, Bridges, if we could ever get something from you, now would be the time.
Well, I ask you this. Who the hell was checking Maxey when he was averaging 30 against us?
Yeah. This is a problem.
So I'm sure they've tried everything. What's the wrinkle?
Well, they have to come up with something. And they also have to figure out a way to keep Cat out of foul trouble, because they were able to do it last series because there really wasn't a big threat for Cat. Even though he played well defensively, it was more a product of who they were playing than anything else. Cat now matched up with Embiid at all, that's a problem. Embiid is going to turn him is going to put him in a blender on some moves down in the post.
How many of those games did Joel Embiid miss because of injury?
I'd need to go back and look.
It's tough.
Tom, can you tell me how many games against the Knicks Embiid actually played?
It's crazy because we knew that Paul George was injured too. So, the outcome, when you play a team that wasn't healthy, then you don't know, the record against them is null and void to me, because you got seemingly a healthier, I can't never say healthy Joel Embiid, a healthier Joel Embiid. And playoff P seems like he actually
he's playing at a high level right now. He certainly looks like the Paul George that we've seen before in the playoffs. Maybe not quite at the highest of levels,
right,
but more than enough to really contribute to the Sixers. And if we're going to talk about where Brunson's going to be matched up again, a lot of people are saying, well, match him up against Oubre. It ain't going to be that easy. They're going to go.
Oubre is good on defense, too, now. Come on now.
And they are going to go and hunt Brunson as much as they can and get as many switches as they can to try to make that work. And it's going to be hard to do to just keep him locked down in one spot. And what you don't need is Brunson running all over the place defensively and using up a lot of energy on that end.
Yeah.
So you have to do as much as you can to create the matchups that are going to not even help you, but the ones that are not going to kill you. For me, I would honestly think about starting with OG on Embiid. And I understand the size difference there, but where am I benefiting in the starting lineup by going with Cat on Embiid?
So Carl Anthony on Project P?
I don't know about that. It's hard. Hard situation.
Hard on Project P. I mean, I'm just gonna shoot over you.
Yeah.
Right. You gonna put him on Oubre? They'll just get him in a pick and roll and get him. They'll get the matchup.
They'll move him around. I understand that.
The problem is because everybody outside of probably Oubre is their version of Josh Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No plays ran for him.
No
plays ran for Edgecombe. Plays ran for Maxey.
Yep.
Plays ran for Joel Embiid. Plays ran for Paul George. You got 2 defensive liabilities, Brunson, Cat. And Cat, you were able to hide Cat because, Atlanta didn't really have anybody that could threaten him. Paul George can threaten him, right? Getting him mixed up in the Maxey, whoever Jalen Brunson is covering. So it's going to be a lot of cross matchups, and it'll be interesting to see how they decide to match up.
Couple of the comments coming in on the ESPN New York YouTube channel where you can get involved in the chat. This is from Home Team 8650. We all need the quickness on Tyrese, and he and Josh match up very well height-wise. I think that there's definitely
5 inches taller.
There's definitely a possibility I could see Josh on him some.
I can guarantee you Josh been on him. He averaged 30.
And then
it didn't work.
Yo-Yo Bumchuck. Checking in.
Yo.
I can see PG going off for 40 in MSG and stealing a game. I don't know about 40 for PG at MSG, but do I see the Sixers stealing a game? I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility they could steal one at the Garden. But here's the overall point. This is similar to me to the last series in that there is no question who the better team is. You want to talk about more talent? Yeah. The Sixers in their starting lineup may have more talent than the Knicks. The overall better team is the Knicks, and it's not close.
Yeah.
It's really, truly not close. So if this turns into a series, and by turn into a series, I mean something that goes 7, shame on the Knicks. But I don't expect it to. I really don't right now. I think it's a 6-game series at worst. And remember last series? Atlanta. But remember when they're down 2-1 and I wasn't worried at all? I kind of have a similar feeling here. Now, again, the Sixers' talent would concern me a little bit more. But I don't think that if the Knicks were down 2-1 going into Game 4 in Philly, that I'd really be all that worried yet. Unless it really looked bad, those 2 losses, if they looked like they were completely lost on the defensive end, that would bother me a little bit.
But still, every game has its own identity. So for me, you know what's crazy? Like, I wonder sometimes, like also too, when you talk about the old Mitch and Joel Embiid probably when he's out there probably going to settle for like his 3-point shooting.
That's the other thing too.
So like that's going to pull Mitch.
I'm content to let him do that.
You're not going to have any. But if he's standing out there, and then you swing it to Maxey on the wing, like Mitchell has to respect that. So who's going to
do you have to respect it all that much?
Joel?
He can shoot it. He's not great.
He about 30%. Like last game, he hit some in Boston last game.
Yeah, I know.
We know he's more than
what he was for the year, but he's not one of their best ones for sure.
Yeah, but he's a good one. He's a good 3-point shooter. He ain't bad. It ain't like watching one of the Thompson twins.
Bad.
It ain't watching like one of the Thompson twins.
33.
Right. That you know what I'm saying?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
That's like middle of the pack.
It's not good.
Right, but that's enough that Mitch has to respect it. And then what happens with, you swinging the ball to Maxey and getting no rim protection?
I'm making him make a couple before I'm going to respect
it. Yeah, but you got to step out, though, still.
Yeah.
Like, Mitch can't do both at the same time. You know what I mean? And then if Mitch is in, I'm assuming that Cat's taking a rest. And usually, like, it's going to be interesting, like, how you substitute people, too. Because if Embiid's in and it's with Mitchell and Cat's out, and that usually means that sometimes – either Josh is out or OG's out. OG's your only other help defender that's great at help defending from dribble penetration.
K. Child checking in. We're not talking about Embiid being a defensive liability. He doesn't move well at all.
He don't, but he showed up pinning that stuff against the glass when Jalen Brown tried to dunk on him. He ate that.
He's still a big enough body.
7'2".
Yeah, if he's there, he can still block the shots.
Still got a defense radius.
So I can't sit there and say he may not slide up and down the lane well, but I'm not really all that worried about that.
I mean, he dropped coverage, and so if you get him, he getting some kind of cross matchup, he's going to go underneath. You're going to have his jumper, but are you hitting your jumper?
That's from Mike James. Carlin is such a blank. Pick your word.
Yeah.
If you play Mitch early in quarters and they hack a Mitch, we'll be shooting free throws with 10 minutes remaining in the quarter. Bart is such a hater. Do you think you just figured out some revolutionary new idea about how to go and beat this?
I did not say you can't play him you're not going to play him in the fourth quarter. Certain parts you're not going to play him in.
Mike James also says middle finger to Detroit.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just letting you know what. I dare you to put the middle finger up to Detroit. I bet you somebody smacked the hell out of you. Detroit is a zero tolerance.
You can do that from the chat.
Yeah. No, some Detroiters will look up your IP address.
What else here? Kenneth Smith, Embiid's a fourth quarter headache. Listen, Embiid offensively is still a beast, and it's still a problem to try to defend him, and that's why I get concerned about the idea of having Cat down low.
Cat gonna have to play defense this series.
Huh?
He's gonna have to play defense this series.
Yes, but
he didn't have to play defense last series.
But I'm worried about him getting into foul trouble. I'm worried about Cat getting into foul trouble in this series because we saw how much better, and I do think it plays against the Sixers. We saw how much better they were when the offense was running the way it was when it went through Cat. And I don't think much has changed in terms of how they need to approach it. Do you?
No, but, I mean, I would hope Cat would be aggressive and not take the easy way out and take Joel down low.
Black Metronome. Bart is definitely a hater, but we still love him.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Brother, I'm only a hater when it comes to the Pistons. I'm not a hater when it comes to the Knicks against anybody else.
Also, OG needs to guard Embiid or Paul George.
I just don't see. I understand you get him against Joel, but Joel is crafty enough, man, to get them stupid penalties on OG. And OG's been your best offensive player. In the last series, he was the best offensive player. He put up the most points. He was the most efficient. He was giving you 25, 29 points a game.
This is interesting. I want to hear this from our guy, Tim Bontemps. This is him from the Michael Kay Show last week on how the Sixers matchup is for the Knicks.
There's not an obvious guy to guard Maxey. Karl Towns is not going to have a size advantage or really any advantage against Joel Embiid, and Embiid can get Karl in foul trouble, which, as we know, can really get him out of sorts. The thing about Philly all year is because of the health component, you sort of have always had to just write them off, right? Well, the Sixers aren't going to be healthy, so it doesn't matter. They could get hurt at any point. They do have some really interesting matchup advantages, and they've got a coach in Nick Nurse who's won a title and is one of the best at making adjustments as the series goes on, and that's probably an advantage that would be in Philly's favor as well.
Now, that's something we haven't talked about enough, is we all are giving Mike Brown a lot of credit, and people were actually asking the question the other day, has Mike Brown done enough? Not yet. If they have problems in the coaching matchup in this series, then that's going to be a singular reason that they're in any kind of trouble in it. And we will be all over Mike Brown if he is and Nick Nurse is a good coach. But if that's a distinct advantage, that's going to be evident pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, we gave him credit for making adjustments. It's going to have to be adjustments made on both sides in this series. And who's ever able to make those adjustments in real time and not after the fact is going to have an advantage to maybe steal a game. Like I forgot who was that came back. Was it Boston? It was Cleveland. They went to that zone and kind of just threw everything off. No, was that Boston? Somebody went to a zone in the fourth quarter and threw the other team totally off, and there was nothing they could do about it.
Well, this is not going to be a series that I expect the Knicks to have a ton of trouble with. Now, by ton of trouble, could they lose 2 games in the series? They could. But it's not going to go like last time. I don't think they're going to go down 2-1. I could see a scenario where the Knicks are up 2-0. Sixers come back, win one of those, and then the Knicks are up 3-1, and maybe Philly finds a way to get it to a Game 6, but I doubt it. Listen, 6 is the max distance for me in this series. Anything more than that, I would be very surprised. Listen, we can all talk about how the matchup we wanted to see was Boston because of where they are health-wise and because of how they play. Boston's still a better team than the Sixers were all season long. And I get a lot of that's about health with Embiid. It's still, Embiid is somebody that should not be healthy enough when you watch him play now to be the ultimate difference in this series. Like, I just watch him, Bart, and he's so out of shape. And I get that he had the appendectomy, and I get it's always something. But you know something's going to pop up with him here.
But he know how to play lazy. That's the thing. Like, he can be effective by, he knows how to
weaponize his laziness.
Yeah, he knows how to give the least amount of effort to get, results. Like, he'll steal possessions where he just chill. Then he'll give you spurts of, offense. And it's like, man, hold up, man. This dude has been lazy. You forget to attack him. And he'll just let his teammates say, all right, I'm going to coast a little bit for y'all got it. Then he'll come back.
I'm just looking up 12 rare and mysterious diseases you've never heard of, because you probably will this series.
Yeah.
With Embiid. Let's see. He's out with megalomania. He's out with, here you go, Alice in Wonderland syndrome.
Wow.
This is a real thing. Alice in Wonderland syndrome is a neurological disorder that distorts perception, making people, objects, or body parts appear much smaller or larger than they are.
Yeah.
Do with that what you will.
Yeah.
Hope your girl doesn't come up with it.
Did you get shallow hell syndrome?
Maybe that's it. What is autobrewery syndrome? Autobrewery syndrome, the gut fermentation syndrome. Oh. It is a strange medical condition where a person experiences intoxication from alcohol through abnormal gut fermentation in the small intestines caused by an overgrowth of specific types of fungus. The gut produces alcohol out of regular food and drinks containing carbohydrates, yeast, or bacteria that thrive in that part of the body. You got to tell me he's going to come down with autobrewery syndrome. In other words, you're making your own brewery in your own body. There's persistent sexual arousal syndrome. I think you know what that is.
Yeah, I don't want him out there. Yeah, hey, that is a flagrant foul if I've ever seen one.
Walking corpse syndrome, a neuropsychiatric disorder related to depression. I don't want to make too much fun of this. The syndrome makes people believe that they are dead or missing their soul, organs, blood, or specific body parts. Oh, my God. There's some Stone Man syndrome. A rare condition when the body's connective tissues slowly turn into bones.
What is that? Like, what's the thing that was fighting the Incredible Hulk? The outside skeleton?
The Thing?
Yeah, the Thing.
The rocks?
Yeah.
Wasn't that,
not the Thing. Like, he was fighting. I forgot what the dumb thing is.
Skeletor?
Yo, He-Man's coming out too, man.
He-Man's coming out too?
Movie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think is it already out? Castles of Grayskull?
Who knows? I don't know yet.
Some weird movies out right now.
Listen, point is, with Embiid, you know something's going to happen. You know he's going to end up coming down with something where he's going to be questionable for a game. You know he's going to look like he's 150 years old every time he lumbers up and down the court. But you also know that he's going to smoke you in some situations as well. And there are going to be a couple of games here where he's going to look like he's 25 years old. 800-919-3776. Now, we got this programming alert for you to be aware of, my friends. Mets fans, tonight's game has been moved up beginning at 5:40 p.m. 5:40 p.m. All your Mets coverage is going to start at 5 o'clock over on 1050 ESPN. And tonight's Knicks game begins at 8. Coverage of that starts at 7 on 880 ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app. How about this? Good job by the Mets here, wanting the Knicks to get their shine. For the remainder of the Knicks playoff run, whenever the Mets schedule overlaps with Knicks games, Mets radio coverage will be moved over to 1050 ESPN to accommodate Knicks radio coverage. Good job by the Mets there. Black Kev is up on ESPN New York. I said that with an awful lot of enthusiasm, and so I'll just try to tamper that now. What's up, Kev?
That's because you might not sound as happy as you should be with the Knicks doing what they're doing, but I know that you just enjoy wanting to say it. You just have to admit that, but it's all right, though.
No, I don't.
How your guys feeling? Fellas, I'm going to help out all my Knicks fans, man. I'm going to put two iconic phrases together so that way this kind of soothes their nerves. RELAX. Relax. We all need to keep a cool booty. The Knicks, I said last week, guys, I'm not worried about who we come across. I'm not worried about who we beat, whether it was going to be the Boston or whether it was going to be Philadelphia. We have the advantage in the fact that we have eliminated these people prior, and they know it. We are going to get through this. I am calling a gentleman's sweep right now, and it's not going 6. I have a firm belief in this right now. It's not going 6. I'm not worried about matching up with Paul George. I'm not worried about matching up with Embiid. Let Coach Brown coach. All right? That's it. I have a firm belief in him, and I have a firm belief in what he's capable of doing. He might not be a quote-unquote championship head coach, but he has championship medal in playing, coaching, or being a lead assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors. He knows what to do, guys. Let's give him an opportunity to do his job to get these guys prepared.
Listen, Kev, I hope so. And I'm not going to make Nick Nurse out to be God's gift to coaching. I mean, he obviously is a pretty good coach, but there was a time this year where in Philadelphia he might have been in some trouble, where they were looking at him like, I don't know if this is going to work. Now, granted, there were a lot of extenuating circumstances around that, because the Sixers at that point didn't really look like they fit together terribly well. Now, what I would say is that Brown can't get embarrassed in this series, coach, in a coaching matchup. And I don't expect that to happen. But I think he had, let's put it this way, where he did a nice job against Quinn Snyder, who's a very good coach, I want to see the similar type of effort this series. Need to see him actually put them in a situation to be successful. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York. My friends, we reminded you, Knicks will be on 880 tonight. Mets will be on 1050 this afternoon. That is a 5:40 first pitch. 5 o'clock coverage begins. We get you as many opportunities as we can through on the phones. What you think the key matchups are in the Knicks series against the Sixers, how many games you expect it to go, and if the Sixers stand a chance in your mind. It's all there for you on ESPN New York at 800-919-3776 and on the ESPN New York YouTube page.
The Knicks.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
The 76ers.
We got to reset. You got to do it again. I always talk about the word consistency. We got to be consistent in being this version that we showed tonight.
The Eastern Conference semifinals.
We still have a long road to travel. Staying locked in and just knowing what we're capable of is it's really important.
Game 1 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Yankees fans, have the official Yankees official game day program delivered to your door. Subscribe to Yankees Magazine by calling 800-GO-YANKS or visiting yankees.com/publications and get 8 issues a year for just $34.99 plus shipping. The Yankees official 2026 yearbook and media guide are also available for purchase. Get your Yankees Magazine yearbook or media guide today. Call 800-GO-YANKS or log on to yankees.com/publications.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids, donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids, donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids, donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids, donate your car today. Donate your car today.
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. 21 plus and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Chris Canty here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that your fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates. Mother's Day is coming, and you gotta show love to the mothers in your life. You know you gotta take care of mom. Plus, my wife just became a first-time mom. So yeah, Mother's Day matters, and you gotta get it right. That's why I'm sending flowers from the Books Company. Right now, get 25% off with code Canty. Books flowers are cut fresh, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. And it's easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. Mother's Day is May 10th, so don't wait. Go to Books.com, use code Canty to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Shams Charania and Tim McMahon just both reporting that the Mavericks have hired Masai Ujiri as the franchise's new team president and alternate governor. So he ran the Raptors and put together the championship team in 2019. So he's going to be the new president running the Mavericks, which I think is probably a pretty good move by Dallas considering the mess that they were in the last couple of years.
Off topic, if this kid Sorsby has to declare for the supplemental draft June 30th, if you're the Jets, would you spend that money to go try and get him? Might as well, right? You get a whole year to look at him.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be good business because like we got 3 first-round draft picks, but I'll give up next year's 5th. I'll draft him in the 5th round supplemental draft.
I'm sorry, for who?
Sorsby, the Texas Tech guy.
Is he going to make it to the 5th round of that? I don't know.
It's a supplemental draft. I don't know how that works. But I think
the supplemental draft is basically
you're not giving up a future one.
Well, whatever pick that you give up, whatever pick you decide to take him with,
right?
You have to give up the future pick of that for next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Jets aren't going to give up a 1.
Right. Nobody's going to give up a 1. Nobody's going to give up a 2.
No.
Especially coming off what he's coming off of. But look at that. He's athletic. He can throw.
He got $4 million to go to Texas Tech.
Right. And he would have been.
He's got a gambling problem.
That's fine. It's legal here. You can gamble all the hell you want.
But you can't in the league.
Yeah, you can. As long as you're not doing on the
you can't bet on the NFL.
Yeah, you can't bet on the NFL.
I don't know if you're allowed to bet on other sports.
Bet on college all you want.
I don't know if you're allowed to bet on other sports.
Use all your insider trading.
I know honestly, I lose track of what all the different gambling rules are. I know you can go into a casino.
Yeah,
and you can be at a casino. That's not a problem.
Go to the Mohegan Sun all you want in sports gambling. Ain't a sports gambler right there in the Meadowlands?
There is.
The FanDuel point. Yeah,
there's FanDuel. Yeah, that's a sports book. There's not like blackjack there.
Yeah, but I'm saying that his problem is sports betting.
Right.
Have at it, buddy. College, you want to call your teammates? Say, hey, I got a little extra cheese on the taco if you don't get 4th and 1? Who cares? I don't care. I can care less.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, 800-919-3776. The other thing that we've been talking about today is the passing of John Sterling, and we got to give him his love for a few minutes because John was one of one. Of course, the legendary Yankee announcer, and I guess the way I would put it is that, you call somebody a character, and John was a character in the best sense and loved being a showman at calling the games. And I've always believed this about John. Nobody enjoys being who they are more than John Sterling enjoyed being John Sterling.
Yeah, man.
Susan talked about his level of comfort in his own skin, never having anybody like that. John just didn't care. Like John would be 88 or, it passed away at 87. Yeah. But John yesterday could have been somewhere and chatting up a young woman in her late 20s and would have absolutely, tried to.
Oh, he gonna shoot a shoot.
He's gonna shoot a shot, but never in a disrespectful way or anything like that.
Trying to be suave.
John didn't have to try to be. Yeah. He was very charming and very suave, but he's also the voice of a generation of Yankee fans for almost 2 generations of Yankee fans, 35 years. And when you think about not missing one game from 1989 all the way through 2019, that is an absolutely absurd streak for a broadcaster to have, especially John, who over the last several years in working with Susan was doing 9 innings of play-by-play. 9 innings of play-by-play. So there's really no break there.
It's like marathons. Like baseball season's so damn long. I forget what year it is.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got to know John a little bit from being over at Fan. What do you remember about him the most?
I mean, like he was Dos Equis. You know what I'm saying? He was the most interesting man in the world. He loved his little aviator joint. Had his little, he had all the cool stories. I love story time with Sterling. I thought that was really funny. It's like he was like the Charlie Murphy of like E Hollywood. He had all these stories. You know what I'm saying? He's like Forrest Gump, like 6 degrees of Sterling. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything came back to him. You know what I mean? He was super cool. He was always gracious with us. He always came on our show. He always, has a unique perspective. Like I said, being next to John Sterling was like being next to like Burt Sugar, right? They gave you a perspective from a different era. Like they've seen so much, right? The world has changed so much, and he's made the adjustment, right? To be able to last generations, like in any industry, is not easy to do. It involves evolving as well, but still staying true to who you are at your core. And he always did that. And it was always a pleasure to have a conversation with him, right? Because he was a showman, such a showman. And this is just a showman. And when you build this persona about who you are and what you're all about, and you have this mythical life, because we don't have what we used to have like back in the day. Like back in the day, we have too much exposure, too much access to our stars and our celebrities, right? It was always a sense of mystery about John as well, right? You know what I mean? You could tell it. John was like the stories that you hear about Chuck Norris. You know what I'm saying? Like Chuck Norris got bit by a scorpion, and the scorpion got sick. You know
exactly.
It's like crazy. It's like that. You know what I mean? So like, I just appreciate his perspective, and he was one of the best in the business. We all hope that we can get to a location and a place that will embrace us and love us for decades upon decades.
Think about the history of the New York Yankees, okay? And then consider this statistic. John Sterling called 29% of all games in Yankees franchise history. Almost a third of all games in Yankees franchise history, including 48% of Yankee postseason games.
It's crazy work.
That's a team that's won 27 World Series. And John Sterling ends up calling 48% of all their playoff games. That is nuts.
That's crazy work right there.
And as we said, a character in the best way. Always a gentleman. I can remember the three of us for the first time walking into the booth down in spring training.
Yeah.
Myself, you, and Maggie. And he, I had met John before, and I don't know if he had met you guys before.
No.
And he looks at Maggie and says, "Maggie, my darling."
Yeah.
He loved Broadway. He loved everything about being theatrical in his calls, and he thought what he did was art. And he wasn't wrong, because he wanted to be artistic. And listen, there are some guys who, in broadcasting, who strictly want to be the star.
Yeah.
And maybe take the game somewhat out of the way. John didn't take the game out of the way, but John made sure you knew he was there.
Yeah.
He absolutely made sure he knew he was there and that he was going to put his stamp on it.
I mean, his unique deliveries, right? How many people gets nicknames to everybody that comes up? And just imagine just how many nicknames that he's had, and and how endearing that was, right? I'm assuming that when you become a Yankee, you're waiting like to what he's going to say when you hit a home run, right? You're waiting to see like what he tag you with. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, yeah.
Like I went back and looked, and there is a list of some of the guys that he had home run calls for. Like Robinson Cano was Robbie Cano, don't you know? Right? But like
but it's how he said it. See, Robbie, It's how he did it. Robbie, no, yeah.
Starlin Castro. Starlight, Starbright. Starlin just hit one over the wall with all his might. Starlin is darling. Like, just Starlin Castro had one. Josh Donaldson has one.
Did he ever make one for Florial?
Josh, by gosh. Josh with panache.
Did he ever make one for Florial?
I don't know if he ever got a chance.
Sweaty palms on the dog.
He had one. He had one. Wow. Let's see here. Florial homered his first career home run at Yankees. Oh, but he did not have a home run call from John Sterling. Did not. That's a shame.
Sweaty palms.
Tyro Estrada. Tyro hits one to Cairo.
What is Dr. Seuss?
Clint Frazier. Downtown goes Frazier. Downtown goes Frazier. How about that? I mean, for guys like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Travis Hafner.
Probably had that on their ringtone.
Yeah, it's insane. I would. Like, if he had a home run call with my name on it, it would absolutely be my ringtone. There's no doubt. There's just so many. Adeiny Echeverria. Echeverria, Mamma Mia.
But to have to remember all them joints.
Exactly. I'm sure at some point he had to have had them written down for some of the newer guys, right? When he had new guys on the team,
what was the Kraken's one?
Gary Sanchez?
Yeah.
That Gary is scary.
Oh, okay.
I believe that was it.
Yeah, Gary is scary.
Gary is scary. He is the Sanchez or the Sanchino. And also the Kraken Cracks one.
Got 4.
He updated that one in 2021.
So he got 4.
Yeah. Wow. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. So you can call with your John Sterling memories at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN, as we honor his memory, passing away today at the age of 87. And also getting ready for the Knicks and the Sixers. Game 1, Eastern Conference semifinals tonight. Again, a reminder for Mets fans, your game today in Colorado has been moved up to begin at 5:40 p.m. because of inclement weather out in Colorado. So all of your Mets coverage will begin at 5, but over on 1050 ESPN. Tonight's Knicks game will begin at 8. Coverage of that begins at 7 on 880 ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app. And for the remainder of the Knicks playoff run, whenever the Mets schedule overlaps with Knicks games, Mets radio coverage will be moved over to 1050 ESPN to accommodate the Knicks playoff schedule. Good job by the Mets there. All you the rest of the way. 800-919-3776. And at 1 o'clock, you're going to want to hear from Michael because I'm sure Michael is going to be pretty emotional considering how long he worked with John Sterling and the perspective that he will have on the legendary broadcaster and person that he was.
The Knicks.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
The 76ers.
Well, you got to reset. You got to do it again. I always talk about the word consistency. You know, we got to be consistent in being this version that we showed tonight.
The Eastern Conference semifinals.
We still have a long road to travel. Staying locked in and just knowing what we're capable of is it's really important.
Game 1 coverage begins tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Let me say this. If you're an experienced superintendent in Jersey and you know you're better than the situation that you're in, Tricon Construction wants to talk. They're building serious multifamily, medical, and industrial projects across the state, and they're looking for leaders, not babysitters, real projects, real support, real backing from ownership. If you're ready to step into something bigger, go to triconbuilds.com/careers. That's triconbuilds.com/careers. And yes, it's confidential.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything. Every drive, every approach, every putt. Pressure builds, resilience matters, and history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open Championship returns to the Hamptons at the iconic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Experience the world's best golfers as they compete on one of the sport's most storied stages. Daily tickets are available now on SeatGeek. Don't just watch greatness. Experience it live at the 126th U.S. Open.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is just driving the kids to soccer practice. Make every day feel epic in an all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Because when you're hauling kids, gear, snacks, and backpacks, space matters. And so does comfort. Just make sure they keep their cleats off the seats. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for details.
Sail GP is the ultimate race on water, where international teams go head-to-head in F-50 catamarans flying over 60 miles per hour. Think you know who's taking the win in Bermuda? Make your pick on the ESPN New York app. Get it right, and you'll be entered to win an exclusive meet and greet with Sail GP athletes at their team base at the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix. Make your pick now and get closer to the action with Sail GP. Sail GP. High speed, high stakes. The ultimate race on water. Landing in New York, May 30th and 31st.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, 800-919-3776. Knicks tonight, game one against the Sixers. That game is at 8 o'clock this evening. Our coverage on 880 begins at 7. And again, the Mets will be over on 1050, and their game against Colorado got moved up to 5:40 p.m. because of Colorado weather. So their pregame will begin today at 5, and the Mets, when they coincide with the Knicks, will be over on 1050. Let's go to Joey in Cleveland on ESPN New York. Joseph, what's going on, bud? How are you? Joey!
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I was calling because I had a great John Sterling story from about 2000, 2001. Must have been around this time of year. Knicks were in the playoffs. I remember that. And I was at a game in Detroit, Tigers, Yankees. After the game, I'm late. I'm walking around the stadium. Next thing I know, I'm walking next to John Sterling. Start having a conversation with him. Big fan, grew up in New York. I'm like, what are you doing walking around in his double-breasted suit in downtown Detroit in 2000? For your listeners who don't know, not a great place to be, even though it was the middle of the day. It was a Sunday day game. He says, I missed the team bus, and I got to get a cab. I said, John, there's no cabs. This is downtown Detroit. There's no cabs. It's like there's nothing down there at this time. I basically talked him into letting me take him to the team hotel. He wouldn't. He kept saying no. I'm like, John, you have no choice. So long story short, my wife and I, 30 years old, young, newly married, huge Yankees fans, just moved to Detroit. I have John Sterling in the back seat of my car, and I'm driving him to the, I forget the hotel now, the Yankee team hotel. We get there, have a great conversation, super nice guy. He says, hey, I'm going to go freshen up. Why don't I meet you in the hotel bar, buy you guys some drinks? It's spent the next couple hours with him. He was unbelievable. He was so nice. Introduced us to Kay, a bunch of other people. Bobby Mercer was there. I think Ken Singleton was there. A bunch of the Yankees were at the bar. It was an unbelievable night. He was a super nice guy. And, let me wear one of his World Series rings. I mean, he was just incredible. And it was just a great experience. I just wanted to share that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe the Renaissance Marriott.
Whatever it was, it was if there's a Four Seasons or something like that in downtown Detroit, it probably was that.
No. He was in Novi or something like that, Birmingham. It was, ain't no Four Seasons in downtown Detroit.
Well, whatever it was, the fact that John gave that guy a memory of a lifetime, and that's tremendous, and that's the kind of thing that you want to hear about on days like this. And listen, nobody's ever perfect in these scenarios, but it's great to hear that. Well, let me freshen up, and I'll meet you down here for some drinks.
I would have said that, and I would have never came back. I'll meet you down here. I appreciate it. Thank you. How about
you would have blown him off like a piece of lint.
I would have gave him a bottle. The bartender would have gave him a box of Andre's wine.
Bart said it's on him.
Yeah, he said he couldn't make it. He's got a little upset stomach. He sent you a bottle of a box of Andre's wine.
Kevin in Brooklyn is next on ESPN New York. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, what's up? This is Kevin. So, I'm just calling because I just want to express some love on the tragic news. So, growing up, I'm 35 now. I have 2 kids. One of them is 14. So, he's old enough to enjoy the game, who has been since he's 5. Kind of like my story, and my story is the same. Growing up, I grew up in a household in Brooklyn where my parents couldn't afford cable, so we listened to the radio, like to the games, on the radio like the good old days. And a lot of times I just fell asleep listening to his voice and listening to his soothing, theatrical voice. And at times I would just wake up because he'd just be so emphatic and so enthusiastic with his calls. And it'll be amazing because you'd always wonder who's getting the home run. And his surprise would be like, just this unique call, like whoever it is. I remember him calling A-Rod, Jeter. And one thing is, he's a real New Yorker, like tough grind man who never called the quits, who battled through, and every day he went to work like the rest of us, like 5,000 straight games. That's incredible, man. Like baseball it's legendary for its its history, and it's American as Ford. And what's Ford? It's tough to last, built to last. So that's exactly what John Sterling was, and it just sucks to lose him today. And I hope the younger generation really goes out of their way and just looks this guy up, and his calls are just incredible. Just amazing.
There's so much I'm sure you can find today on YouTube.
We appreciate that from Kevin. The emotion, you can hear the emotion in his voice. You're talking about sometimes when somebody's calling the game on radio, you don't really know what they look like or any of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And
it's the one thing about radio is it is an incredibly personal medium.
Right, correct. Right, and like they're painting pictures with their words, right? And you can hear the emotion in Kevin's voice. And the fact that every era has a soundtrack, and not trying to take it back to me, but like for me, like growing up, it's like George Blaha, right? Mm-hmm. And I was able to meet George Blaha like last year, right? Ran into him in a hotel randomly, and that's what it is. And he was a voice of a soundtrack for an era of Yankees baseball that people will never forget. Not only does the diehard fans know him, but the casual fans as well, because how many casual fans jumped on the bandwagon when the Yankees were a dynasty? That the Yankees are a big deal, like they're winning now. Let me just turn to sports radio, and there's John Sterling. The narrator, and that is a very big responsibility to be the narrator of an era.
Yeah, incredibly big. And John was just that, was a narrator of an era that covered more than 30% or close to 30% of the entire history of the most storied franchise in professional sports.
Some people, that's all they know. It's his voice. They don't know another voice. They just learning a new voice this year, last year. That's the only voice they know.
Can you just imagine that for a second?
It's like Musburger, like the guy out in L.A., You know what I mean?
Vin Scully.
Yeah, Vin Scully. Like, that's all you know.
Yeah. And with John, I mean, to be that in the history of the New York Yankees, just think about the grandeur of that for a moment and what that means. That is achieving it at the absolute highest level and continuing to do it for so many years, to not miss a game over 30 years. And John, listen, from what I know, John was not a guy that was going to tell you, I haven't missed a game since 1989. It wasn't like that. John would tell you a lot of things about himself, but that wouldn't be one of them. Like, you would, at least to me, anytime, it wasn't, never made a big deal about it, but man, he was a character in just the best and most entertaining way. He wanted to entertain. That's what he wanted to do, and he did. He did.
Are you not entertained? What can I say?
Muhammad in Long Island is next on ESPN New York. Muhammad, what's up?
What's going on, man? Bart Carlin, thanks for taking my call, man. Love the show. Listen to y'all every day. I'm not a Yankees fan, so I don't have too many memories about John Sterling. I do respect and RIP to him. I respect all the work he's put in the field. But this is what I call to say. I'm a Jets fan and a Mets fan, right? And I've never been a Knicks fan. I'm a Kobe lifer. Kobe made me fall in love with basketball. I'm 38, right? So,
that hurts.
Yeah,
it all just died out right there at the very end. That is unfortunate. Listen, as far as the Knicks are concerned tonight, when you look at game one, is it basically a take care of business kind of game one?
Setting the tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want them to come here and steal one, because then they're going to be hyped up, and like, you steal one, it puts all the pressure on the Knicks to win game two.
You got to take advantage of the fact that they just played the other day.
Yeah,
You've had a couple of days off.
Joe has a hyperextended knee. Run his ass to death.
Yeah. Do everything you can to make sure that you don't get Cat in foul trouble and that Joel Embiid has a tiring night. And hopefully it's just a take care of business kind of night. That does it for us. Michael is up next, and I'm very interested to hear Michael, because nobody knew Michael as well, or nobody knew John Sterling as well as Michael and Susan. Those were the two that were around him the longest, for sure. Pretty much the entirety of his Yankee career. And I'm sure it's going to be this is a very tough day for Michael, I'm sure. And he'll be up next.
Praying for you, Mike.
Right here on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
The 76ers.
Well, you got to reset. You got to do it again. I always talk about the word consistency. We got